guys, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for an episode of Void.
You didn't get a damn countdown.
Let's fucking do this.
You did get a countdown. I said, hey everyone, I'm playing the intro video.
That's not a countdown.
That's on you. This is episode 20. We're going in hard.
God.
You know?
So not ready.
We'll take that as you want. That being said, we are here for the episode of Void. This is episode 20. It is called something terrifying that Dot named it, which I hate. Those That Lie Beneath. This is not going to be a rerun of Lord of the Rings, for sure. If you guys like what we do here and the terrible things that Dot does to us, you can subscribe here on Twitch or over on our Patreon for all kinds of behind-the-scenes exclusives. Also, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption
talk for an hour
bar.
after
That's
the game.
True.
Let's be real.
That's true. We do. It's a
an
very
hour.
behind-the-scenes.
The last.
Oh, I hate this. Why is
No, I love that. Put that back.
Don't do that.
That was a break in time.
One.
That is
That's
proper
the wrong
corruption.
Paul, you need the other. No.
Speaking
you need
of
the one that he just posted today.
You need the most recent one.
Right.
Speaking of corruption.
Oh,
the one from yesterday. Speaking of corruption, there's a bar in the bottom right-hand corner, which you can clearly see we are already corrupted. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Doc can do what the hell she wants to us. But two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing players that you see here before you. That being said, I'll turn things over to Dot to take us into the world of Coriolis.
Mike
You
is
sound like an
trying
auctioneer.
so hard. He is trying so hard to get through this. And there were so many times I just really wanted to just stop you.
I just mute the audio.
I
just turn your sound off.
So, okay. Last time the party, after receiving information and deciding that, from a shared vision between Tal and Tamir, that they needed to go down to Little Algol. Most importantly, if they're going to go to the swamps and try to bypass everything in between, which seems to be what the party's mutual agreement is, they need a boat because the swamps cannot be traversed on foot. Unsure if the crawler will make it or might be too heavy. A boat seems to be the right option. And so they head down to Little Algol, a docks district. At the base of the monolith. It sits on a delta and where a couple rivers basically meet, one of which is possibly the trail that the pods have been shipped down. One of the rivers seems to be a means of transportation, and they end up in Little Algol in this warehouse district. But none of that really mattered last episode, because when they got to Little Algol, everything turned to poop. Just ripened space poop. Yes, it did. Because their individual traumas and issues seem to come to the surface. Yeah. I'm going to say that Tamir found an interesting item that seems to give him a deeper look, most importantly, into Lumara and the growing darkness that sits at her core and center that seems to be seeping its way outwards. And they got down there and witnessed a murder, an assassination. Of the woman that Samir saw and Tao saw in a vision, and decided to take action. And in doing so, caused a strange series of events that led them into an empty warehouse where there are no pods, and one end of it is on fire, literally. Sewell did have a little tiff with a rather well-equipped agent who tried to make off with the data pad. And failed. And I believe, who's got the data pad? Soul's got the data pad. Okay. Yeah. And we left off with the sound of cracking bottles like Molotovs on the far end of this old, rotten wooden warehouse. The entire end of it, the opposite door, goes up in flames. All of you look right and hear a similar crack as the door that you all came in also now lights up in flame. The only way out are the garage doors ahead of you, very large, attached to a chain pulley system. They are on lock. Lumara runs over to the dead woman. She takes a look at her. I'm going to spend some darkness points. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I can't find my darkness points card, y'all, and I'm really upset about it. I have kept it this whole time.
Oh no.
So what I'm going to do is keep track of what I spend, because let me tell you, I got darkness to spend. I do remember that much. And then when I find my darkness card, I will subtract from it so that I can have the correct amount. So I'm going to spend some serious darkness points here.
Like what? Like 1,
2.
Okay.
This will be a 2 spend. As Lumara leans over this woman in a rather strange and personal way and looks her kind of dead in the eyes and kisses her. And as she does, the kiss lingers for a moment. And as Lumara pulls away, you see there is a wisp, an essence, a sliver of something that connects between their mouths. And as Lumara pulls away, the woman sits forward, her eyes filled with blackness. She looks right at Lumara. The walls around you are beginning to burn. What do you all do?
Find the evidence as fast as we can before it's all gone. Tamir's gonna go. Fucking he's got his. How often do those glasses stay activated? How long?
As long as you wear them. It's like putting on a pair of sunglasses with a lens setting on them. They just are until you move them or change them. Yeah.
Cool. He hadn't taken them off. Yeah. Whatever. If there's any trace of the emissary, any residue, he wants to find it and will risk a little bit of burning to make sure.
Roll an investigation with a +2. I'm gonna actually give you a +2 with these glasses because it'll be very obvious.
Tal's essentially just looking between Malik and Lumara, panicked.
Do I know this? Oh fuck. Okay, no. Okay.
Okay. Hang on. I'm on the right page. I'm sorry.
Did you say we noticed the garage door being the only way out?
Yes, it is. Right now, it is not on fire. Basically, picture this kind of a long, narrow building, maybe like could be a boat dock, but the ground is solid. And there are 2 massive garage doors, like roll-up steel doors that are on a pulley system. On the ends were regular doors that you open with like a doorknob, but they're on fire, and the fire is moving inwards on the building.
I'm gonna put the data pad in my bag and run towards the door. And you said it's based off of a pulley system. Does it look like if I pull down, it opens it, or it being held down?
There is a lock on it. There's a massive lock. You can try to break the lock.
Yeah. Can I turn on my? Well, yeah. What I want to do is I want to turn on my mercury
dagger. Yeah,
sword, and then go. You know, like
try to burn through it. Try to melt through it.
Break it.
Okay. Well, since it's not a a light sword, it is just a mercury sword. It's going to take you a second because you're literally melting steel. And so
I hate you all.
You hold it to it. It's going to take you until the end of next turn to burn through the U bolt that's on this set of chain.
That's what I'll work on then.
Great.
Malik, who was absolutely not done yelling at everyone, sees the need for temperance at this moment, and he actually runs over to Lumara, and kind of attempts to scoop her, because she's clearly not aware of what's happening. So if she's kneeling down, he's gonna try to get one arm under towards her stomach and bring her away from this corpse.
She puts a hand kind of on you, don't move me kind of a thing. As she kind of maintains and locks eyes with these just black pits in this woman's skull. And she sits up kind of pasty white. Tao, what do you do? Come on down.
She's literally just standing there I don't know.
Great. Lumara looks at this woman and goes, "Tell me, where are they taking them?" The body goes, "Ah!" as its mouth drops open and this kind of echoed sound over ripping flame. It's beginning to get very hot and the smoke is becoming difficult to breathe. Lumara does not budge. Though she does grip your shirt a smidge tighter there.
Dot, I hate
Malik.
this.
I know you do. I know you do.
I can't. It's human instinct, and at a minimum, Malik is a human. He's standing
It's a low
there.
bar.
Yeah, it's a
Low bar,
low
buddy.
bar.
Very
He's
low
there,
bar.
and with the weirdness and the scream, there's just that snap, and he looks at this creature with its black eyes.
Okay, I need for you.
Yeah, I know you do.
I need you to make me a roll. Actually, what cards do we have into play?
Oh, fucking shit.
You have the faceless. Oh.
No, don't
wait.
do that.
It's the misfortune card.
Ah, shit on you, Todd.
I'm gonna play that.
I'm having internet
I'll
issues.
spend
Hold on,
another
the
darkness
stream
light.
dropped. It's the weirdest.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm so bad. Okay, so I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have you roll. This is
Turn
gonna
on my-
be like a mania. This is like one of the sicknesses off the table. I believe you have to roll a d6. Let me pull it really quick. It's back here. Oh, that's a vampire book. That is definitely not.
Yeah, I'm not rolling on that table at all, Dot.
That's a
for
whole
for
separate
the
campaign,
record,
no.
that's not
sorry,
happening.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. It's back here.
I hate this.
These bad guys because here we go. Okay, yeah. So roll me a d6.
Okay.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
A 3.
Okay.
Don't make that noise. That's somehow worse than the first noise.
I don't like that noise at all.
You know what? I'm gonna spend a darkness point and have you re-roll.
Dot, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm,
she just really didn't like that one. Okay, go on.
so
We
wha-
already have it in play.
I'm gonna do something
Oh.
here, Dot, that
Okay.
I'm going to hate.
Uh-huh.
So you used the faceless card, which means I need to draw a new card.
It does.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the new card I drew on the board for you.
Oh. Did
Did
you put it on the board?
did it pop
Hang
up?
on.
I got
need-
a connection.
I got a
Oh,
server
I did.
error.
I
Give me a
did
second.
too.
Oh.
We all
Let me
did.
refresh.
Roll
Same.
20.
Let's refresh the roll 20s, and then don't think you're getting out of this reroll. I just
It might be worse if you look at the card. Fuck.
okay. You would so okay. So here's my question.
Wait, did you see
Are
the
you-
card?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank
But
God.
I want to know: are you saying play this card for me to play this card instead of misfortune?
No, I mean like my roll might be this card.
I see.
Oh, weird is I can't.
So I could double play. Can
I
I,
can't
double play
see.
cards?
Where am I?
Roll 20, please. I just want my
Yeah, roll
cards.
20s.
Oh no, I can't. My
It's
card. My
happening.
card is gone.
Okay, well,
Um,
just,
It.
just,
I'm gonna put it in the chat to you because I'll be honest with what the card
Wait,
was.
it's right here.
No. The card I drew.
that's the card I played. The faceless.
That
Oh, yeah. it's
which
fine
one
for
did?
me.
Okay, yeah. Tell me which one you drew.
I just put it in chat for you.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Cat, why?
Oh my God, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But it's. I'm not wrong. That might be a better option than what. Fuck.
Okay. I will. Let me pull that card so that it's in play.
Okay. Great.
Okay?
Thank you so
that
much.
so that it's there so everybody can see it.
Uh huh. Let me
okay.
go ahead and switch over to this sweet combat scene so that all of chat can see this bullshit.
Malik pulled the Jinn card, which seems all too appropriate since the darkness that is raging through the undead that Lumara has risen is in fact, she is in fact kind of turning into a Jinn. And something grabs hold of you, Malik.
Of course it does.
You can't move. You seem locked in place, staring into this deep black void, and your core, your spirit, your soul, whatever it is Malik calls it, the essence of your being, falls into an inky place, a place of darkness and nightmares. And as it does, and you hear yourself simply cry out in your own ears, the rest of you see, as Lumara holds eye contact, this creature is like, ah! Tamir is frozen. I mean, Malik is frozen. Lumara begins to pull something from
Ugh, fucking balls,
Malik.
dude.
A kind of blue mist begins to kind of leave his orifices, and it seems to be absorbing into Lumara as if feeding her or sustaining her in some way.
Okay.
Now, you don't see this, Sewell, because guess what? You're busy cutting a log.
Do I hear it?
You hear the ah, and if you turn around, you see this happening. Tamir, you were busy investigating. I'm gonna cut back to your critical success. Before you hear any sounds or squeals, you find a location with your critical success and these glasses on. You can see it, the place where their coffin sat. It's as if a pointillism holograph of just dust and particles in the air that make a space that once was their pod. You can see it there. That's about all that you can see. There is just a place, and then you can see that it was definitely moved, and there is a little bit of a trail, though at this point you have to back up because the fire on the far end is getting really bad, and is pushing in. As you kind of step back and see it, you can see the trail is going out of one of the larger bay doors. In fact, the one that Sewell is currently trying to cut open. But then your ears are pierced with a strange squeal as out of your peripheral vision, you see your brother freeze and something strange begin to happen. Tao, you are the only person free to be able to do anything in this exact moment.
Can I see the trail leading to Lumara?
You see a trail leading to Sewell, like out the bay door. Like they took its pod. Now you mean between?
No, I mean between Lumara. Oh yeah, fuck the emissary.
Yes, you can see it. You can see some kind of strange, like it's like your brother's like frozen, and she's like pulling something out of him, and she's absorbing it.
I was gonna ask, am I allowed to stop doing what I'm doing?
Yeah, yes, now, but I want Tal to react first.
Okay, yeah.
And then everybody is free. We'll go into free action.
Okay.
I think the fact that she sees Lumara pulling something from Malik, she's gonna say, Lumara, what are you doing? Don't do that. Can you stop the sound, please? Something.
Okay, you say, can you please stop the sound? Lumara doesn't move. Malik doesn't move.
God.
The creature doesn't move, but their mouth remains rather agape and open in an unnatural way, but the sound is silence.
What are you taking from Malik? Oh my God.
Can Tamir barrel down and tackle Lumara to the ground?
You sure can.
Because he can see what's inside her right now.
And it's
not looking pretty, right?
It's as if something at her core is undulating and like growing, and it's beginning to seep into her veins. It grows as if you've dripped ink into water.
Yeah.
And,
he wants to
okay.
take her down.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you roll. What would you like to do? I'm also going to answer a very important question that came from chat. I just feel like this is the perfect time. The corruption bar is a mechanism in which you can give me power to cause chaos. That is what it is. You fill it with your kind and generous bits, tips, and things, or donations. And when the bar fills, I bring a little bit of chaos. Sometimes I'll play one of their cards that's on the table. Oh, by the way, since I've played both of these now, you're going to need to draw another one.
Watch it be like death.
Just keep
Don't let me forget
blaming
that.
Mike.
I'll keep blaming Mike.
Hey, Dot,
Yeah.
am I able to stop doing what I'm doing?
Yes. You're only you are halfway through
Yeah.
the lock. The first one, let's go. You'll be able to remove it.
I'm gonna yell at Tao, and because she's the closest, right? Or is Tamir the closest?
I would say Tamir's probably closest because Tamir's running for Lumara.
Oh, okay.
Bolting to just knock her down.
Could I see his projection of where he's going? Like, does it look like he's going towards Lumara?
Roll
Or
a perception. Can
oh,
you perceive this moment? Can you figure out where he's going in advance?
what do you need me? I'm sorry.
Is there a It's perception, right? Or observation?
Observation.
Observation. I'm sorry. I'll get it right eventually. Probably
2.
never. I'll be honest. A 2.
Dos.
Yes. You are he is very clearly running at Lumara.
This is a fucking hard situation. Okay.
What did you want me to roll?
To tackle her. In this case is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have
Force?
to, it would be a force, and I'm gonna have to, because you're not really trying to like do damage, you're just trying to tackle her and stop this. Okay, cool, got it. So you may be trying
to knock
do
her
damage.
out. Like
Okay, that's a whole, okay.
She
So
needs to be stopped right now.
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let this be a force or melee combat. I'm sorry, this is a melee combat.
I like force better.
I know you do, but it's not. It's a melee combat.
I don't. This is.
She's also gonna roll melee combat.
I'm gonna.
And a failure and a failure.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you darkness.
Yes.
This is my brother. Like.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay. You run to tackle her.
Man, I know this is like a fucking high tense moment, but I just imagine that comically, right?
You're just
like you have engineering nerd Tamir just running through the thing and just whiffs it. Like he dives over her like dramatically and completely eats it, or just too far, too short and eats shit. That's exactly.
I would like to make a move, but I'm gonna wait until after whatever happens to Joey.
Okay. So she also failed. So I am going to give it to you, Tamir. You do not knock her out. You do manage to grab her and remove her. Like, basically, she was kind of down on her knees, like in front of this woman. So you're able to like tackle her and like, I guess, put her into a prone position. Like you tackle her over. You're not very far. The thing is right in front of you, just still.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, Tao, help Tamir, and I like point at the thing.
At that point, I think Tal just kind of snaps out of it and tries and says, "Lumara, stop!" and tries to break Lumara's grip on Malik and pull them apart.
I need all of you to roll a. How do I want to do this?
Kindly?
No. This is going to be this isn't even your mind. This is just your strength. It's getting hot, very hot. This building is going up very quickly. Your time for escape is slimming, and more importantly, there is a lot of smoke. It's beginning difficult to see, and more importantly, it's beginning difficult to breathe. I need all of you to make strength checks.
I did end up taking rugged.
Great. What does rugged do?
It's 3 armor against natural damage.
Then
So
it's not Then it is not affecting you yet.
Okay.
Can I use force?
No, force is actually like brute strength to move something.
Hey.
Okay, Tao. It's getting pretty bad, but you're managing through. The other 2 of you cannot do anything for a coughing spit that is coming over you.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat this popcorn.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to break Lumara's grip.
It's not hard. Her body immediately goes limp. the dead body that was sit forward
Yeah.
plops to the ground. Their head smashes to wood.
Okay.
They go limp, eyes close.
I
Speaking, oh yeah. Actually, I gotta have one more roll because
okay.
this is gonna be important for you. Malik, you're released from whatever dark, deep place that you were in. I need you to roll wits for me.
Okay. Just straight up wits.
Just wits me. Your
Okay.
physical body is having problems. Can your mental?
I would fucking hope so.
Me too, friend.
Wow, I'm gonna give you a darkness point. That's like I have so many dice in that.
I'm loving this. All of those crits early in the game for
Fuck
shit that
off.
didn't matter.
No, that's all right. It's happening. 2 failures. You got it.
Malik
Do me dirty.
goes limp.
Cool.
All
Son of a
3 of them
bitch.
flat.
Great. I put Lumara over one shoulder and I start trying to get Tamir up.
Now you can roll a force.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, that I probably
please.
wouldn't have stopped with the.
Yes.
You watch Tao haul Lumara over her shoulder.
Wow.
Come on, we
Yes.
gotta go. And I pull the scarf up over my mouth to cover
Smart.
a little bit better.
You
You
run
Come
over-
on,
yep.
we gotta go.
It looks at the lock that you lock has had one piece cut free, so you're able to finagle the lock off. Somebody's gonna need to pull the chain door.
I'll
up, though.
pull. As soon as that's off, I'm gonna just start pulling.
Roll a force. It's heavy.
I'm rolling again.
Give me that
Oh my
darkness, hun.
gosh.
Okay. Limited.
Okay, yeah. Slowly, the door begins to come up. This heavy metal is just the flames and the smoke begins to pour out. I'm gonna spend a darkness point that Paul just gave me to say when you open up this door, fresh oxygen pours in. I need all of you to make agility checks. I will take it as a dexterity if you have it.
Dot, I'm currently unconscious.
You are, so you can't make one.
Okay, cool.
I was
Cool.
moving to get Malik. Can I protect
Would
him in
you
some
like to
way?
protect him with your body?
I would.
Okay, I'm
Without
still
a
going to
doubt.
take a dexterity.
Mm-hmm. Which is my worst skill. I have 2 die.
Oh god. Oh.
Okay.
Would I have noticed, because I wouldn't have ran out first. If I
Yeah.
took a moment, would I see that Malik not there?
What do you mean not there?
Not with. I'm assuming.
Oh,
Cal's
you
running.
would have seen them all probably flop down as you're trying to pull this door open to let them out. I mean, their
Yeah.
bodies went limp and then you took action. So you would have seen them passed out.
Am I able to run towards them?
Not without dropping the door.
Yeah, Tal's
Okay.
trying to help get everybody up.
Oh, okay. So in
So
that
I'm
case, do I
right
see,
there.
Do I see anyone run-
Tal has Lumara on her shoulder and she was running for the door. She would be first out.
No, I was trying to make sure that everybody was getting up.
Then yeah, you
So-
see all 3 of them smack
I'm
down.
gonna let go and run towards them. Try to pick them up then.
The door smashes down. But before any of that can happen, the flames do lap
Oh,
up.
boy.
They and build.
Okay.
So I got a dexterity from everyone that could take one. So
No.
you protect your brother from damage. But you take it instead. And the flames catch holds of the suit that you're wearing. And they kind of lap up and over you and heat up very quickly. And it boils the skin a bit. So you're going to take some burns to the skin. I would say probably 2. I don't know what fire is in this game, but screw it. I'm going to say probably 2 damage to just fire damage, period.
You should be able to
you have
roll
armor
your
on?
3 dice.
Yes,
He,
roll
he,
it.
he,
Three.
he has 3 specifically for natural armor. For natural
That's
damage.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So roll them
So,
up.
I'm just gonna roll strength because it's 3 die.
Okay, that's fine.
So just pop up.
You failed. So you take the damage, all of it, 2. As you see that when you run over. Sewell, Tao succeeded. She managed to get her and Lumara like out of a massive flame that kind of lapped inwards. You are all kind of now huddled in a pile near kind of the center point of this warehouse, staring at one of these doors, all near the ground. There's a lot of flame and smoke on top of you. Pieces are beginning to fall, especially near the ends where the flames started.
I would like to try to pick up Tamir. Oh wait, is he on the ground?
I would like to make sure that the fire is out off of him.
I don't think he cares. He's gonna just keep trying to get up to get.
I would say at this point
Like,
he's not
he's not
on fire.
Okay.
It's more that he has sustained second-degree burns
I'm gonna pick up
underneath
Malik
his
then.
suit.
I'm gonna try to pick up Malik then.
Okay, roll a force. He's a limp fish.
Okay, 2. Like,
He's a heavy limp fish, man.
yeah, I got 2.
You sling him over your shoulder. All three of you can make it to kind of hovering and walking to the main door. Somebody needs to open it.
Tamir's the only one with hands free, so he'll try to fumble to open up the door.
Force.
Force, I can.
I will try to help.
Y'all
him
were
if I
ready for
can.
this. Y'all were thinking this was gonna be some emotional ass RP.
One.
Finally.
Pulls. Oxygen's already hit all of this and kind of ignited it, so it doesn't go up as much, but flames do lap around the edges of this door as Tamir hauls it up. Strength. The four of you are able to escape. People are standing around gasping, some people screaming. Off in the distance you hear a strange siren, probably somebody coming to put this out. Tamir, you get the door high enough. You're gonna have to make an agility roll, a dexterity, to dive to make it and not be trapped.
Can I help him?
I was gonna say when he gets the door open, I say, okay, I hold the rope. I say, okay, go ahead. Here, take Lumara.
Somebody's got to be on the inside.
I
and
was
make
gonna
that
legit-
jump.
Yeah, he can't. If he lets go, you have to roll again.
Can I?
to probably
You would
hold it.
You would have to roll a 2 to hold it, and if not, it would close and lock.
Can I throw
Tal,
Malik
get out!
and help grab the
Make sure that
chain?
Lumara and my brother are okay. Just go.
You both have people on your shoulders. Tamir needs to roll
Okay.
a dexterity check
Fine.
to dive out behind you. Come on, you can do it.
I'll just go.
You can do it. Dexterity, if you've got it. I can't remember.
No, I don't.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to look good. You just got to get out.
Throw it again. Give him a darkness point. Just do it. We need the engineer.
Nope. I will spend a darkness point after putting all of you through this. I play a card.
What? What is happening?
Fuck.
What?
Oh god.
I play a card.
Oh.
And I will play Tamir's card.
What was that?
Tamir has been completely selfless in the midst of all of this chaos. And though he is struggling with his humanity, he still took damage for his brother.
Fuck.
And more importantly, he was the one who held the door. So the deckhand, knowing what hard work and sacrifice looks like better than anyone, gifts Tamir something. Nothing big, not even a miracle. As the pulley system breaks under the force. And as it does not cause the door to drop, but to fall open. Tamir, in a single moment, you know this is not how physics work. But it does not matter. The deckhand has given you another chance. And as you crawl your way out of the dense black smoke that pours from the open mouth of this warehouse, the 5 of you, now covered in soot, stand on the docks. People point, but you are left with a moment to breathe fresh swamp air.
Can I run over to Tamir and like try to pat the fire out on him?
Yeah, there's like some embering pieces that you can like put them out.
I'm gonna try to see if Lumara's okay.
Fuck, Malik, just throw him on the floor.
Yeah.
She is breathing. It's heavy, and you can kind of see she kind of coughs, but her eyes remain rather closed. Malik is the same.
All right.
Yeah, Tamir would be like, Soul, get off me, and like just go to his brother.
Yeah.
Malik. And he's like cradling him, like just lifting him up and just.
Would you like to make a
cradling him.
metacurgy check? Can you make a metacurgy
I
check?
can't make a metacurgy check.
No, the only people who have ever made metacurgy checks on this show
It's
are
you,
currently
Dot.
out.
It's you. Oh, yeah. And Malik, who took it last level up. Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah,
okay.
I would say that working on the ship and in engine rooms and whatnot, Tal has seen small fires before and generally knows common knowledge stuff for it. I don't know. So does it look what actually is outside here?
So basically, as you come out, there's another warehouse there. Only one row before you reach the like open market area where you were at. What is 2?
Bars. 2 corruption bars.
We filled 2 corruption
Great.
bars?
Awesome. Thanks, chat.
Little
It's
algo police. You can
Oh,
hear them.
God.
We can hear them, but we don't see them, right?
So you do. They're beginning to part the crowds. You hear them going, step back. This is unsafe. Clear. We must evacuate the area. Because the docks are now beginning to burn.
Great.
This is wooden warehouse docks.
I really, really tried to go get a boat. All right.
Oh, we need to leave.
We need to go now.
We need to get out of
Let's
here.
come on. All right, let's go.
Is anyone unconscious?
Yeah, Malik and
If it
Lumara.
was-
I will take Lumara.
I'll get out. I'm before I don't even say anything. I'm just gonna go and just pick up Malik again.
No. Tamir is
Okay.
holding on to his brother. You will not be allowed to touch him.
Okay. Well, I come up like, are you sure?
Come
like,
on,
fine.
let's
We
go.
need to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Well, the deck can give you some things, but they cannot give you everything. And
Yeah.
the little algo police show up very quickly. You actually have to run in the direction, like around the fire and deeper into the warehouses to be able to lose them because the streets are full of people that are beginning to crowd around this area, this now crime scene.
Yeah.
You move at a pretty slow pace because you're carrying 2 people.
Yep.
Now, I am going to allow one of you, because I'm a kind GM, to roll the infiltration to stay and unnoticed and unseen, carrying 2 limp bodies through a crowded street.
I mean, you're both holding bodies, I guess.
I have a
I have-
million suit that's partially burned, but Soul, you've got the best infiltrate, right?
I have
I-
nothing.
You are tall.
I
have
have
2.
nothing.
Okay, then
I
you're
have
then
nothing.
you roll it. Roll the infiltration, Paul.
Oh, this is so
This
much
is your
fucking
area of
pressure.
expertise, Paul.
Yeah,
It's
Soul's
true.
You can
combat.
do it.
Soul, this is your moment. Get us out of this really shitty situation, buddy.
Come
I
on,
have-
Soul. I'm gonna say, Soul, you gotta get us out.
Limited success.
Good news
Find
is
us a boat.
people are very distracted. Very distracted. The problem is these are deep warehouses. You're going to have to go back out into the crowd and cross across to the docks to actually get to boats. But you could potentially stop here and rest for a second and be unnoticed. You're far enough away at this point and deep enough into the docks. Smoke fills the sky, and you can see actually, a large plane, like low hanging like aircraft, is flying over, and they drop a mass ton of water over the area behind all of you. There's like a misting that fills the air, making the dirt and soot now kind of muddy on the docks.
So if I look back, we are at a safe distance, correct? So I'm gonna walk over to Tal and be like, take a minute, make sure everyone's okay. I'm gonna go see if we can find a way around this.
Yeah.
And then I would like to try and not go far, but just like scout the area and see if I can I want to find the best possible route to go unnoticed and towards like the ships. Because my mind is we're still trying to get a ship.
Yeah, you're still trying to get across.
A boat. I'm sorry, boat.
A boat. Yeah, you're gonna need to roll another infiltration.
Okay. Okay. Critical.
Very nice. You see that there, like I said, the crowd's kind of moving. You wait for the perfect moment to cross a rather large street, like wood, dirt and wood path that cuts across to the actual like water's edge where the docks sit, and you see a boat. One boat. It is large enough to carry all of you, though it will be a tight fit. Especially with anything that you're carrying with you. It has a single, like, kind of large fan on the back, and it seems to potentially hover just above the surface of the water. Seems to be the way that it functions. Almost if it glides on the surface, like the way you toss a rock. And so it is unmanned, and you are able to get to it. Somebody needs to start it, and you have no key.
Can I jerry rig it?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't have any like I don't have any like tech or anything. Would my knowledge as a am I the only one there right now, or is
all you basically move the party across. You
sorry.
And you kind of usher everybody across. Everybody is at the boat. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it
So
was just
yeah,
me,
I'll
No.
immediately just go start looking at it to see if I first of all can drive it, and second of all, if I can start it myself.
Roll a pilot roll.
Yes.
You have no problem hot wiring this thing.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
start
bottom of the barrel piloting 101. And you do.
So I start looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, actually, Dad, and I get down and start working on the wires. I'm like, Dad and I actually took one of these apart one time. I was like 9 or 10, I think, and I start talking about that as I'm
twist it together. You hear that like, and then the whole craft, the craft like boots up, and like a puck on like an air hockey table, it floats just above the surface of the water. The fan begins to spin. And Tal begins telling stories. Sul, you're able, and Tamir, you're able to load Malik and Lamara onto the boat, no problem, though they do still lay and hang limp.
Yeah, Tamir's doing whatever he can to just like he is ignoring everything else at this point. He is with his brother. If there are any bird mark, like he's treating the like first responder style, like anything that he could take care of, but like
it seems like your brother
talk to him.
Yeah,
like,
it's
wake up. Can he see anything? Is there anything with the glasses that like how he saw the
good call
stuff before?
You actually have to maybe mess with your settings a little bit.
Shit. Okay.
And you're like, you don't see anything. You're like, well, screw it. You got to beep through the multi settings, and then it does something, kind of pings a little bit. Since I've used a lot of darkness points, I will not make you give me one for activating them. You already had them on. I'll be kind. And you look kind of at your brother. This is it's as if going through the layers of an X-ray or of a body, as if you're flipping through like transparency sheets. For all you youngins out there that don't know what a transparency sheet is,
those are good times.
go Google it. freaking Google it. But like you're
Ooh.
flipping through the transparency
Paul.
sheets
Back.
of
Fuck you! I know what they are.
you know what? Okay, here we go. I was gonna say it's like flipping through the transparency sheets of an encyclopedia. Another thing you should go look up. And you flip and you flip and you flip, and you get to the one that seems to be almost like a CT scan of his brain. It kind of looks at the neurological activity that is going on. And what you see is that his brain is active and in relatively normal ways. But deep in kind of in the cranium, like in his skull and his brain, there is a very small black dot. It just lurks there.
I look at Tamir. Anything?
I don't. Is there any inkling as to what that is?
I'm gonna take the boat off a little bit, just to another location, kind of in the direction that we want to go, but not like where we stole it from.
Good call.
Smart.
Okay. Tal, are you gonna just take the boat out while all of this is going down? Are you gonna start moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna warn everybody first. Hey, I'm actually gonna steal this now, and we'll take it somewhere else where we can talk and stuff. But
Go.
we need to
good.
go.
Doug, this is Coriolis. Made by Free League.
Oh, yeah.
Phew, space dance.
Please, please clip all of that because that's GIF material.
Space dance. Gosh, so many things are happening right now. Okay, Tal takes it out. Tal, make a piloting check.
All right. Oh god, I'm so scared.
And then Tamir, I promise I'll
Another
answer your question
success?
because I don't know you're ready for it. Okay,
No.
this is not what you're used to
ready.
driving at all. It has like a single like stick that moves the fan that adjusts this craft as it just glides along the top of the water. It takes a second. Things are a little bumpy, y'all. There's some turbulence as you try to get out of this area. Soul, I'm gonna let you make the survival check to navigate through the swamp to know which direction to go. Tamir, as you stare deep into your brother's brain and you stare at this black dot, you are not a physician. You are not a medic. But if this is the CT layer, like scan, it seems to be that there's possibly a tumor or something growing there.
Also, I don't have survival.
Great, Eris, roll of survival.
Shit, sorry, Eris.
I don't have survival either.
I have a talent called Quickest Route. Can I use that?
Yeah, that's our
That's
our
our
group talent,
Oh, we
and
all
I
have
was
that.
going to
Never
ask if
mind.
we could
We
use
can
that.
absolutely use it. Okay, you did
I
study.
essentially want to like take the safest route to get to the temple that we believe is the correct one. However, I'm going to kind of make a pit stop along the way, somewhere that
Right.
seems safe to just sit for a few moments and gather.
Okay. Tamir, I do also need you. I know this is a lot right now. I need you to also draw a deckhand card just so that we have one in play.
Mm,
Because I think I left yours on the table. Yeah, I did.
Did it do it?
Did it? Oh, I'm sorry. We're on different layers. I don't see one. Did you draw? There's a ship. That's the one that I played.
It ran out of cards.
It ran out of cards. Oh, I need to shuffle.
Yeah,
for you.
sorry.
That's okay. I shuffle it. Try now.
Okay, there we go.
In play, we have
Star.
a star. Okay, I'm gonna take that card. Thank you. I'm going to put a ship back because that's how it works. Town. You use the group talent to navigate your way through. I'm going to change our map real quick back to the overlooking Kua map, or at least around the monolith. Okay. All right. Here we are in Little Algol. This is the rather large delta that you are currently leaving. You already had a general idea that the Sultra swamps are where you are headed. This is actually rather north of where you are currently located. You have quite a ways to travel through the swamp. And unfortunately, there is only one river that really connects directly into the swamps that navigates out of this delta. And that is actually this one right here. The Midgen, or Midgen. I don't know how to say that. I can't even see it. I don't even know if that's an I or an L. I'm so blind. I'm so old.
Yeah, Midgen?
Midgen, the Midgen. And basically it runs off the map so you can't see it, but if you can see my pointer, it kind of comes up out here and loops up into this kind of open bog back this direction. Actually, I can draw on this, can't I? Oh my god. Looky. That's gonna do a thing. It kind of comes up and loops up this way, and it kind of dumps into this this bog out here. Right. Don't make fun of my water, y'all. Okay. So you're able to kind of follow it up and around. And it's actually not until you get to the bog that you're able to take a break. So you have about a 40-minute boat ride north around the city through open swamp, or through like open river up towards the swamp. And it is dense jungle and forest. Unforgiving. Since we just dealt with a fire, I will not play anything here. Instead, we see the camera cut to Tamir during this ride, who is spending time with his brother. Tamir, is there anything else you'd like to do? Actually, let me roll something really quick. Yes.
Oh, Dot,
Yes.
I forgot. I have an environmental scanner. I don't know if that's useful or not here.
It is useful.
Okay.
You
I
use
will
the
turn it on.
environmental scanner. It tells you that the humidity levels
3.
the third darkness bar.
I'm sorry. I won't use it. I'm sorry. Forget it. I take it back.
You begin skimming through the environmental scanner. The environmental scanner acts somewhere between like gives you base information and a light encyclopedia. It lists a few. I gotta pull some things up. It's time now, y'all. It lists a few creatures native here. It also lists what are known as a few tribes that are native here, in a way. You know that the Zenithians, you would be aware of this. Most everybody is. We'll say Sul, though dense, has general knowledge of his people. Is that not the correct term?
Sul, though
Can you
dense.
just take a darkness point for that one, Dot?
Oh,
Okay,
that was really
Beautiful.
good. I think
you
we,
earned it. You earned it.
You really came in with the burns today.
That was like even Sul knows.
Yeah, even Sul knows that.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. But he is aware
I hate
that
all of you.
the Zenithians, when they departed the ship, the ones that settled here, some of them spread out amongst the jungles and kind of became one with them in some ways. They started different lifestyles than those that live at the base of the monolith, and definitely those that live in the monolith. Yeah, thank you so much, Doug. This is going to be, I'm very excited for this. Tamir, my question stands. What do you do while we travel down the river for your brother? Other than, from what you can tell, there's nothing that you can do that's going, he's in a sleeping type state. Not a proper coma, but.
Just needs to sleep it off.
I mean, what else can he see with the glasses on? In Lumara Tal?
You want to look at
Sul?
Lumara?
Yeah. He's a little angry because she fucking did this.
You look at Lumara too. Her brain activity seems rather normal, as if she is sleeping. She's breathing. But when you switch back, like you run a CT scan, she is a very healthy woman. She has really good lungs, her pulse, everything that's kind of showing up seems to be right. But you switch back to the other setting, the first one. The void in her chest of blackness is definitely larger than it was the last time.
Can I try to wake her?
Sure. She startles awake. Where are we?
He has her by like the cowl. What did you do to my brother?
I don't know. Where are we? Do you feel that?
Lumara, no, I need. And he like kind of shifts her so she could see Malik unconscious.
Oh, Malik!
You did that.
And
What did you do?
I don't know. Let me look at him. And she kind of like swats her hands to the side. She crawls across the boat. She's breathing really heavy. She goes, What is that? Do you feel that?
We're on a boat, Lumara. It's fine.
It's fine. And she kind of crawls over to Malik. She's gonna run a proper diagnostic on him since she can do that.
Because she's a doctor.
Is she a doctor?
Actual doctor of psychology.
A 1. She begins to look him over. She checks your pulse. She says he's breathing. He seems to be in a deep sleep. What are you talking about?
Oh, there is something in his head. You put it there.
I did not put anything in his head.
You were certainly
No,
taking
you
something
removed
from me.
something.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Hey, everyone needs to relax. We're on a rickety boat, and you guys going crazy is making me seasick.
Okay.
Now, Lumara, focus here. Do you remember anything that just happened? What's the last thing you remember?
Yes. The woman. She spoke to me.
Sure.
She told me that. And the camera cuts
What the fuck?
to Malik.
This episode just be fucking called jump scares.
Malik,
Yeah.
when the darkness let hold of you, you were able to kick your way to the surface. Your body starts to breathe again. But you aren't in Little Algol. Your conscious mind seems to be somewhere else. An empty black space. You could hear the slight sound of dripping off in the distance. A rusty pipe into a bucket. And against the darkness is this clear silhouette of Lumara. She stands there looking at you, and she smiles, and she reaches out her hand. She is effervescent and glowing.
And all I see around me is just abject darkness.
It's abject darkness.
Do I have any like cognitive reasoning? Do I remember what just happened in the warehouse?
You remember the fire
Mm-hmm.
and the dead woman, and you remember her sitting up,
Okay.
and now you are here.
Does Lumara have my Shemag scrap tied on her wrist?
She wears it actually around her neck, like tucked under her white doctor's coat, which is pristine and untouched. It's crisp all the way to the end, and it matches her like very form-fitting white suit that she wears underneath it. This is not the last thing she was wearing.
Yeah. I think I feel like Malik realizes that because he is the one that put the Shimog scrap on her. And like there was a second where he like put a hand out towards her, and then it like recoils because he sees that whatever this is different than the Lamara he knows. And he just stands there and he says, "What is this?"
I don't know.
Who
It's
are
very
you?
quiet. Well, I'm Lumara.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
You're not the Lamara that I know.
Well, that seems rather unreasonable considering the fact that I'm the Lumara you created.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that, cognitively speaking, we create visages for the people in our lives. It's how we dream with them. It's how we interact with them in a subconscious way, on a subconscious level, so that we can deal with other things.
I feel like fucking I hate Malik sometimes. He like he processes this and then like looks at this Lamara and realizes the mental changes that have been made, and he goes, "Ah, fuck. That figures. How do I get out of this?"
How do you get out of all of your dreams?
I wake up.
Correct.
How do I wake up?
When you're ready.
Do I just like say I'm ready to wake up?
You said it. It does not seem to have worked.
All right, I'm out of ideas here.
That does not seem like you, Malik.
You're right. And he like reaches over and like pinches it. Ah, fuck. Okay, that didn't work either.
Though, good try. Some kind of physical spark could potentially, reignite the brain to connect with the body.
Wait, is this like lucid dreaming? Can I do whatever I want here?
I don't know, can you?
I don't know. You're like a construct or whatever. Not equally unhelpful. And he like thinks for a second. And then, fuck it. And he like raises his arms and like puts his hands down as if he just summoned a keyboard. He's like, let's see if this works. And he just starts typing on nothing.
You do this thing. I'm going to have you roll wits.
Perfect.
Do you have the wits to actually manifest this thing in your lucid dreaming?
This might be my favorite scene ever. Just saying.
Wits.
Mine too.
I do.
You put your hands down. No keyboard appears, but as you type, you really, there is no spoon. You really try for this moment where you try to manifest, and nothing comes up. There are no keys. You don't feel anything, but like ghost typing. But a HUD screen in front of you. Lomara goes, well, I guess you were right.
Huh.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't know how that works, but yeah, sure.
But you don't know how questions work?
No, I mean, if you're a part of my brain, isn't that just me asking my own question to myself? So
Possibly.
then, wouldn't you already know the answer? Ask the question. What do you got?
Why do you think you're here?
I don't know. I think I might be dead. There was a building on fire.
Oh, trust me, this is nothing like death.
Well, that's not reassuring at all. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know. The building was on fire. Maybe smoke inhalation, and I passed out, and this is just the worst bout of unconsciousness I've ever had.
It's really the worst.
I mean, it's a black void, which I've never been in before, and I've never lucid dreamt. Dreaming?
Sometimes extreme trauma can cause that to happen.
Was there extreme trauma?
Possibly.
Possibly. Do you know or no?
I don't know.
Oh. All right, well,
This is why I said possibly, because I do not have this answer.
I mean, shit's been really crazy. That lady got shot in the and then died, and then I was yelling at everybody, and then this building on fire, and then it's been a. I'm talking to myself. I'm in my own head talking to myself.
Why do you think that I am not who I am?
You look different.
She goes, well, so do you.
And he like looks down for the first time.
You are, in fact, maybe a inch taller.
Wow, Dot. Wow, just making that personal.
Definitely, nicer clothing, a little tighter fitted. And Lumara has a moment where she says, well,
I think Malik looks down and goes, I look pretty much the same.
I guess you could be a figment of my subconscious.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Because, like, the whole jinn situation.
I am
going
not
on.
a jinn.
Oh, well, apparently mental construct you doesn't believe it either.
When you say that word, jinn, it echoes into the empty void. Jinn, 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 until it turns into a humming, a sound, a buzzing into emptiness. Lumara's ear begins to bleed.
You're bleeding.
She kind of like touches her ear. Oh, my goodness. I feel like do you hear that? It's...
I don't. I heard like
kind
a,
of overwhelming.
like a vibrating kind of thing.
I'm not feeling so good. I think I'm gonna... And she... and splashes into water. Malik, when she's gone, off in the distance, against this black void of nothingness, is a much smaller figure. A child.
Like the child?
Mm-hmm. I mean, not the Star Wars one, but like our child, yes. Our little Jinn baby.
Does he look like his normal self?
He looks...
way more annoying?
I don't know. Tell us, Malik. What does the child look like?
Oh, man. If
That's
it's
your manifestation?
Yeah, if it's Malik's manifestation, he looks like...
Come in, Raiders. Thank you for the raid.
If you took like you here's some let's date ourselves a little bit here for a second. You remember Cynthia from the Rugrats and how she
Yes,
always
I do
looked like
remember that, Mike. Fuck you.
Yes, Mike, we all know how fucking old we are.
So
yes.
You remember how she like always looked like a fucking brat? That's how he pictures this kid. Like a fucking brat. Like he has that like one hand on the on the hip kind of thing, and he has that like I'm gonna tell on you that face.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got an eye. Thanks, Mike, for really ruining my beautiful picturesque moment. He stands there kind of with like his little kid hip cocked and his hand down to one side and his brow a little furrowed. He's a little pudgier in the face, probably than in actuality, but he's got this little gruff, rascally look. And again, he does not, of course, speak to you. He's never actually spoken. You simply hear his voice in your mind. And the djinn says, "You called for me."
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh God, are you real or like in my head?
Real.
I don't care. What do you want?
I was summoned, remember?
I didn't summon you. I said that Lamara was a djinn, and then she exploded.
Lumara is not a djinn. She is a sprout of what she could be.
And she
For now
could be
she
a djinn?
is a human woman. Through and through.
I don't like the way you said that at all. Are you on Kua?
I am.
What are you doing here?
You summoned me. And
No,
his voice
I-
kind of raises like, this is the third time. Like you said you said jinn in a dark void. So the jinn has come.
I think Malik instinctively reaches to the Invisa keyboard and like turns down the volume out of habit. Like
Roll a wit.
fucking perfect.
This is your dream.
Yes.
Yeah. You turn down the volume. You know, he was peaking, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The volume comes down on the kid. The kid's voice a little bit, the jinn's voice, and he says, "Fine. We are in fact in your void.
What is that?
Tell me, Malik." And he kind of begins walking. And he lines his footsteps up with the sound of that water drip off in the distance. Plunk, plunk, plunk. The floor is shiny and black, like fixated oil. And every time he walks, blunk, blunk. And when he is close enough, just before being able to reach out and touch you, he says, "What is it that you fear, Malik?"
Oh, I hate you, Dot.
I know you do.
Cool. Okay. So we're in the scene in Malik's void, which is, I hate that. And I think in the
Just gotta fill that void. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I think in the same, like the same kind of like, it's not like it, like the instinct of just turning the volume down is the moment he asks the question, "What do you fear?" Almost like vid screens just all pop up and they're all playing scenes through Malik's eyes of everything that happened on Algol. And it's like atrocity after atrocity, explosions, like pulling friends into places that they're like wounded. Like it's like walking through field hospitals. So it's very much like a war movie happening 7 times simultaneously in these multiple like, you know, movie theater size screens.
These HUD screens pop up as far as the eye can see. They light this black void up with blue essence, just appearing in the sky one after another, as if somebody hit the wrong link, and the spam windows just won't stop popping up, and they blink, 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 and each one is visceral and violent and hard. And you hear his voice, though you no longer see the child. You are far too asphyxiated with your own memories, your own trauma. But you hear the jinn. He says, "No. What do you really fear?" And a single HUD screen pops up in front of you. It's a slow motion take of your brother. The two of you running for a ship. Your ship. Your way off of Algol. He looks back to you, his face covered in dirt and dust and blood of other people. And the jinn pauses it in a single moment on your brother. And he says, of course. Now I know what you fear the most. I must go now, Malik. It might be time for you to wake.
He reaches over, like I think as the jinn is saying its final words, Malik's done with the conversation and is trying to exit as much as possible, and he just like again slides fingers off this nothing keyboard and attempts to type the equivalent of like ./end program and turn this off.
Yeah, Control Delete, Control Delete. You're trying to shut the system down, and windows are trying to close out and pop up. And as you are trying to stay ahead of it, there is one window way off in the distance. It is offset from the rest of them. It is an image through your eyes. You're in a swamp on a boat. Lumara leans in a little too close as she's checking your eyes. You can almost see her the way that some coma victims will say they have kind of out-of-body experiences, kind of thing. And you have just a moment. Just a moment. And the camera cuts back to our crew. Malik still lies there unconscious. Lumara checks his eyes. His pupils aren't even dilated. I don't know. I mean, we could always just... And she's going to rear back and slap you.
That makes sense.
I got you. Well, she hits you. It's not very hard. It's a pretty wimpy slap. She does, though, have a med kit. And she reaches in the med kit for a nice, big adrenaline shot. Cool. She goes, here we go. And she jabs it into your arm. There's the release sound. And we see your eyes zoom into this single screen, and you pop back into your body. The smell of brackish water, of rotting wood and swamp meets your head and your face in a rather dense way. And the whole crew is there. Lumara is right in your face. Oh, and she goes, "Oh, Malik," and she kind of pats you.
I feel like he accidentally headbutts her, right? Because I feel like the adrenaline rushes through, and he immediately like sits up, and because she's so close, there's like definitely like that head smack. And he's like, oh, fuck, what the fuck?
When she removes it, there is a single line of blood that begins to run down her skull, just a little bit. She doesn't even notice, and she goes, "Oh, we were so worried, Malik, weren't we, everybody?" She kind of turns around. The crew looks weighted.
When she
Kyle's
turns around,
focusing on driving, so you probably just see her back.
do I see the drop of blood?
Yeah, you'd seen the stream of like very thick, dark blood begin to kind of run down her forehead.
I'm just gonna grab a piece of cloth from my little pocket and just, without really saying anything, just wipe the blood off of her face. And then kind of like try to create a little bit of distance between.
She goes to stop you, but doesn't. As you finish wiping it off her head. That's great. Tal, you reach a very open area. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably a good thing you wiped her head. Tal, you reach a rather open area in the swamp. These massive trees, their roots grow directly into the water. It's so dark that you have no idea how deep it is. The boat's still just hovering just above the surface, not even causing ripples on the water, really. Very light touch. And you're able to kind of stop. You can even turn the boat off if you wanted to isolate for a while maybe the 5 of you recover. Yeah. Oh, also, I want to say thank you for that 3rd corruption bar. You can, it brought the jinn into the picture.
Thanks,
so that
chat.
really, really sick scene that we just witnessed was because of that.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I mean that in the most sincerest way possible. Please torture us more. Anyways.
Just tearing you up. Oh, and you know what we forgot to announce at the top, Mike? Good news, everybody. If you love this show, we're going for an extra hour tonight. We are only halfway there.
This is the phase where Mike remembers that we agreed to do 1 extra hour of a show.
Yep.
That's right. They're extended episodes.
As our gift to you, it's every... Oh, gosh. They're coming for me. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you this. As our gift to you, we chatted as a cast, and we've had so much support from the audience in unbelievable ways that we chatted and decided to, from now until the end, so that's this episode and 3 more, we will be running extended 3-hour episodes. So you're going to get extra 4 hours worth of content that you were not expecting in season 2.
I've also found out personally that if you harass the entire cast of a show, they'll eventually come back for another season. So Void Season 3 2021. That's just...
Now, that being said, we also have an extended run of the show, and Dot has gotta pee. Because I'm human. So I will be right back.
What? How about let's take just a few minutes.
I could just really use
If anybody needs to go, we
This
can,
is literally
we can
halfway.
have them go, and then the rest can just talk to chat.
Perfect. That's perfect. You guys talk with chat. Give me like
Yeah.
3 minutes.
How's it going, chat? How you feeling? It's been heavy.
A short intermission.
Yeah. Just a quick moment. If
I think
anybody
you're
else
muted,
needs
Mike.
to
You're
stop
I'm
or
muted.
anything.
This has
You
been a
are.
whole time. Intermission.
Oh my
Go
God.
grab popcorn. Grab a drink. Come back.
Yeah.
Stretch your legs.
In fact, yes, this is a great time to stretch, grab some water. Don't make
Mike.
me put the gay mom hat on.
Yeah.
Mike, go do some push-ups.
I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that. I did 135 today. I'm done for the day.
I'm so proud of you.
So I
You
will say,
kudo.
Encounter Roleplay, if you're
I
still
didn't do
here,
that
thank you so much for the raid. Raiders that joined in and stuck around. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry I didn't address it earlier, but we were in a heavy roleplay scene, and chat seemed to have it handled for me. Thank you for being here. If you guys like Encounter Roleplay, we do similar things here. We have tabletop RPGs 3 nights a week. We have amazing casts. We focus on narrative style, improv games with a beer and pretzels, kind of laughing and joking while we're telling these dramatic ass stories. So if you liked that scene, stick around. There's plenty of them to go in all of our shows. And if you like what you're seeing here and you like this show, and this is the first time you're checking it out, there's an entire back catalog of this show and all of our other shows on YouTube, which we can just do /YouTube or whatever the hell that command is. YouTube. And then boom, you can do that.
Only you know. You can do the dabs.
I can't do it. My arms hurt from all the pushing up.
You gotta get
Push-ups
into
too. Go
position.
fucking do it.
I
Let's go.
did like triple your push-ups, you bitch.
Colin highlighted their message, so I
Look
think
at
you have
that.
to do
See,
it.
look, we're getting
Look,
we're
and
getting
Hyper
dabbers.
is ready.
Oh,
We're
hold on, I
doing
got
this.
you. Let's go. We'll do this right here. Like, oh, dabs in chat.
No. Oh no.
Oh
work that way.
man, yeah. So that was an intense scene, guys. I didn't
Holy
expect that at all.
Fucking.
That
dude.
was beautiful.
That was a
You
good
were
scene.
so good.
I don't. That was all dot. I don't know what happened there. I had
Your decisions, though.
Yeah,
Your decisions
just
were
led you there.
perfect.
I think.
Oh, die.
So I had, now that Dot's back, I had one more vid screen scene planned, and it just didn't seem right to just interject. The scene was going so perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tantalize chat and tease you with the fact that I will reveal that scene in the after show tonight, post game. So if you want to see that, what that scene is, join us over on Patreon, where you can see the after show for this show and all other shows this season and all seasons continuing forward, where you can get an insight into the cast, the play, the characters, the GM, what's going on, all that fun stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. That being said, I'm going to pause for 10 seconds, then we can jump back into the game so I have a good clean cut space. Dot.
Sorry, I needed to finish my French fry. Okay.
I so wanted to interrupt that 10 second so bad.
You know what though? It's actually not.
Everybody clap.
It's to the 5 of you, to the 5 PCs that sit there in a boat, kind of hovering and isolating on a dark swamp. Malik, the still surface of the swamp reminds you of the empty black space you just stood.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for any ambush at all, especially because there was the word Bashir was thrown around, and they sound pretty terrible. So
So
keeping an eye out.
you kind of actually the piloting seat itself does sit above everybody. I imagine this looks like a futuristical version of a fan boat, like a proper swamp fan boat. Right?
Told you, Paul. Fucking told you
It
that's what
looks
that
like
was.
it looks like a swamp boat, okay? So it's got this kind of high tech propeller on the back end and this kind of thing. But Tal, you sit up higher than everybody else, kind of below, and you're able to kind of look out over this swamp. Even the light doesn't come through the trees here. Everything overhangs in this kind of draping canopy. Conversation, anybody?
Malik sits up, or is sitting up by this time, but has been uncharacteristically quiet. And he kind of like smirks, and in his best Malik attempt, just says to like no one in particular, so, what'd I miss?
You were in my dream. I mean, you're usually in my dreams, but I mean, like actually in it. It was crazy. You were talking to me like I was there.
What did I say?
I don't know. You were kind of weird about it. Being there. There wasn't really anything else there.
Uh-huh.
Huh. And then, I was just about to tell everybody. The dead woman, she spoke to me.
So what did she say?
He just holds up a finger. Anyone else? What did I miss?
We dragged you out of the warehouse, stole this boat, and now we're here.
Should we perhaps discuss what triggered all that, Lumara? Do you recall what you did?
Oh, yeah. Well, no. I just got this very strange feeling looking at the dead woman on the ground. I just had the urge to ask her a question, but I knew I couldn't really do that because she was dead. And then I kissed her. Oh, and then she spoke to me.
Look at everybody like.
So apparently
What
your
did-
kisses are magic or something.
You should probably stop doing that.
I'm sorry. This
Stop kissing people.
might be a selfish question here, but
Probably.
how did I get? What happened?
Soul picked you up after you passed out. Lamara, what did you do?
Yeah, I passed out.
What did she say?
I don't know. Why are you asking me these
You
questions?
okay?
Spoke
So
to a dead
wait,
woman.
what happened after you kissed her?
Okay, so after I kissed her, she started speaking to me, in this dark void, like like an emptiness. We were just there talking to each other, and I asked her, who was behind all of this? That's what I learned. She told me all about where they're shipping the bodies to, and how they're separating them. So, some of the bodies, what did she say? She said some of the bodies go to the palace to be sorted. Any of them that are not proper mystics are basic. Well, they're basically sold into slavery. And then, and she kind of like takes a moment, realizing like it's all coming back to her. You know the way like you start talking through a dream and it begins to kind of like settle into place, that memory of it, and she says, and then I don't remember, and then I felt this pain in my head, and then Malik was there. And then and then he started like making screens appear. How did you do that?
Wait, who's behind it though? You said they're.
Oh, right.
Where are they going exactly?
The mystics are then taken into the swamp, to the temple that we've been looking into. It seems that this was the last shipment, the one with the emissary, and the last few people that came through were to be the last ones. It seems they have acquired what they were looking for.
Do you know what they were looking for? Or who they are?
The Order of the Pariah is not behind this. They are front to catch the fall. Politics are not my specialty, but this woman spoke fast and quick. She said a lot of the answers were on her pad, her data pad.
And then Soul.
And the trauma Soul's like, rises into screen.
I just like give it to. I'm gonna actually like pass it to Malik.
Malik, would you like to roll your data gins?
Yeah, Malik takes it from Soul and just sort of like puts it down on his lap and just quietly begins typing.
I'm gonna raise a brow at that, but not say anything.
Kapow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Critical aside.
Okay.
There's so many dice. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, at a critical success, you find a lot of things on here. In fact, she was trying to hop a boat. Had you opened this earlier, you would have had the credentials and the information to simply take her boat instead, which was much nicer than the one that you're currently sitting in.
It's fine.
Sorry, Dot. We had a bit of a situation here.
I gave you a chance at the warehouse to pop that data pad open, but it's fine. It is fine. You're in the airboat now. You're in this fan boat.
I will say this.
Fine.
So Malik takes the pad and silently begins typing. Like, he hooks his pad into it and begins typing onto it. And then as soon as he gets in, like, as soon as he cracks it, he, like, unhooks his and just hands it back to Sewell. Also, still quietly.
I don't know what to do with that.
So you're sifting through a lot of information, a lot of files, a lot of permitting, hidden things that you know.
Also,
what?
you just like you like unlocked it for me to read. Oh, okay.
You can make a. Oh Lord, this is a wits roll. Can you like manage through this information? Is really what this is, and piece it together.
I think Sewell would just look at the data pad and be like, "You're not gonna look through it."
Nah, I hacked it. Anyone can look through it. It's reading.
I just grab the pad from Soul and start looking at it because we don't have time for this shit.
You can roll a wits. There's a lot of information here.
Yeah, I really didn't want to roll with.
Here's what you find. Like, this is just flat out what you know. No pieces are really put together. There is a shipping manifest. It is in some kind of code, her code. She was the person that sifted through people and sorted them between being a mystic and not a mystic. The last shipment that seemed to include the emissary came through. She had a special log note that stated that she was allowed that she was with one of the commando martyrs, one of the higher up commando martyrs, woman. She did not know her name, but she brought it in, the coffin, this one coffin. Unlike all the other coffins, was asked to check it on the spot, could not open the window slide piece on it at all. She could only run diagnostics. And when it was marked as a mystic, it was immediately moved. It had a double battery pack, which means it ran on its own power and would not need the same care as the other pods. It could go for longer. She was not told what it was. In addition, there were a few other people that were shipped through. Descriptions, no names are given, and one of them does in fact meet the description of Priestess Sholey in the same shipment that went out with the emissary. That is all you get. The rest of it seems to be political jargon and, like I said, permitting for like this building, and it's got people's names and stuff that seems to be a little bit out of your reach.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this. Well, they were definitely closing up.
Yes, I would say you and Sewell probably both put together that if this was the last shipment, the reason they burned that building down and killed the woman is because they were cleaning up loose ends.
Should we possibly return that data pad to whoever we're supposed to send it back to? What's that guy's name? The judge or adjudicator or that rich guy that had a lot of big tables?
Tamir,
Yeah.
do you want to look at the information?
Probably after everybody else is kind of. He's exhausted.
He's
I'm
so
not gonna.
tired.
I'm not looking at
He's
it.
so
I don't care.
Tamir, do you wanna process this, or do you wanna just
Yeah.
send it? We
Well,
can.
let me take a look real quick.
Roll a wits. Poor Tamir. That's what I was looking for.
Great.
Tamir,
Yep.
This is bullshit. Just saying.
a lot has gone down. You know that when you peel this suit off, that you're going to have second-degree burns.
If he could peel the suit off.
If he can peel the suit off.
I transported a lot of burn patients. It's not pretty.
You did that for your brother. You are feeling a lot of things that you've not felt since you left Algol all those years ago, an unsteadiness, a vulnerability. But there is something very comforting in information and knowledge. It's always there. It is what it is. It does not lie. It cannot be other than it is. And as you scroll through it, it's not the shipping manifests that interests you. It's the political documents. The homogeny and the order have been at odds in the past. What better way to unsettle a government than to say, start an internal civil war before making a massive attack? The order of the pariah seems to be, from what you can tell, and based on a deep documentation of the Judicator Kasha, that they were assigned to you by Tal's father to assure that you believed the order was behind this. There actually may be more information that I can give you, even deeper information. How deep you want to go? I'm gonna leave that up to you, Joey. How deep do you want me to, like, what do you want?
Dot, just twist the knife. Let's go.
Okay, let me pull this up because I want to make sure I don't get this wrong. This is the
yeah.
actual plot. Here it is, laid out for
like-
you in like hard, fast information, okay?
I'm
So
typing. I'm
Tal's-
ready. I'm clicking, clacking.
Wait, why isn't this? Why? Okay,
I want you guys to know this is the moment where all
This
of
is
our
it.
questions are about to be revealed.
Okay, I gotta find the right document, and then I gotta go click the thing. Okay, everybody, bear with me. Yeah, we'll say Tamir is actively digging through. This is gonna take some time as you sit in this open swamp. Anybody else have anything to say while I pull this up? That way I don't stop time.
I'm just gonna sit down and kind of like take a deep breath and just kind of like drift off.
Keeping an eye on Tamir as well as the rest of, like, scanning the surroundings for anything moving, anything at all. I'm so fucking paranoid.
I feel like we're in this airboat, right? And I feel like Tamir's on one side of me, and then Lamar would be on the opposite side of me, given how they were both hovering.
Yes,
And in this
for sure.
awkward quiet where Malik is not being anything like Malik, and Sul is trying to get some combat rest in, Malik sees Tamir working through it and like can see like the furrowed brow as he's scrolling through things, and he like very quickly, it's like 3 seconds, he like places a hand like parentally on Tamir's knee and just squeezes for like a second and then puts his hand back on his lap, and then he like slides his other hand over on top of Lamara's hand, and that's all he does, and then just sits there.
Really? She like a kid on a school bus, she kind of stiffens a little bit, and she grasps your hand back, and
And
She
he continues just staring out the side of the boat.
she does lean in a little bit, and she says, "Are you okay?"
And he just kind of shrugs. So if she leans in, she'd like feel a shrug.
I'm guessing you don't want to talk about it.
And he just shakes his head.
Cool.
He's trying to do his best to not draw attention to how awkward he knows he is right this second.
She sits, for Lumara, very still and seems relatively in tune to your feelings in this moment. Again, an empath, right? And she kind of simmers in your stasis as you watch your brother. She watches you watch your brother.
I also feel like if Sul is awake enough to like even glance at Malik, his countenance is completely different, but it's one that Sul might recognize as like possibly his own reflection or like one of his brothers. It's like that post-combat stare of like, I'm still processing like the PTSD of what just happened, but it's a face that Malik hasn't worn in a long time. But I think it would be recognizable to someone else who has seen some shit.
Joey, I'm gonna give you a choice. I gotta give. Yeah, and then by all means.
Yeah.
Do you want to notice your brother, or do you want to finish putting the information together?
Malik's awake. The data's comforting.
You don't notice your brother in a state of post-traumatic stress. That look of a boy in his eyes, lost after violence and the harshness of the real world have stripped away innocence. But you don't see it. Because you realize that the first horizon, the white butterfly, since having broke through, is using the missing emissary as a way to pour salt in a very old wound, to unsettle the people, to make systems quaky. And your mind cuts back to an image, a still frame, a single momentary second in time that it was a miracle that you found, that shows a tear, a rip, a hole, a door to the first horizon. And on the other side waits an army ready to come back to start the portal wars all over again, to fight the third horizon on its freedom. And the last file that you sift through is a series of medical files. This is on her data pad, but seems to not be her file. She is by no means a doctor. She's an administrator. But these seem to be part of the operation. They are extreme medical files on the experiments to cure mystics. Unlicensed testing to a very high degree. And every file of every mystic that has gone missing over the last 6 months, all are stamped the same way. Deceased. And maybe as your heart drops to your stomach, realizing that maybe the emissary is already dead, the camera cuts to Tao, who has been on lookout for quite a while.
What?
Yeah.
Would I be able to say something?
Yes, now's a good time if you want to cut the silence.
So when I'm just gonna like, I don't know if I have to roll back or whatever, but like going to like looking at, because like Sewell would kind of like see the presence and feel, he's more of a feeling type of person, so he feels the air very stiff. But he would look over to Malik and kind of see that reflection of, I wouldn't say of his brothers, but definitely himself. It's like he's looking at a mirror, and
Yep.
well, for whatever reason, Sewell feels a odd sense of weight on his shoulder, and he's going to just in a very like his best attempt at a calm and like relatable tone. It's definitely artificial, like you can hear him failing at it. He's gonna say, Malik, for whatever differences, I think you should know you would be proud of your brother. And he like awkwardly kind of like quickly looks away and like just gets up and like stands for a minute and goes, fuck. And then he just tries to find a spot that he could walk away, not realizing this boat's small as fuck. And he's just like, well, I can't sit down, so I'm just gonna walk over
There's nowhere to go. You
Yeah,
basically
he's-
spin in a circle and have a seat exactly where you started.
Yeah.
A giant metaphor for how it feels to be traveling in space.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna like put my head down and just look down.
just like round and round we go.
What time of day is it, Dot? Is it nighttime?
You can't tell because the canopy of the swamp shields out all daylight.
Oh,
It is dark and misty.
perfect.
Reeds poke up and it's not pleasant. Yeah, it's very dark here.
Cool. Even better. Cinematic bullshit is my specialty.
Yep.
So when Sewell says this, there's like a very light, like, squeeze in the hand. And then, because it's so dark, no one sees it. Just one single hot tear. And he continues staring out the side of the boat.
You little shit.
Lumara squeezes back, trying to kind of meet you in that energy, and she sees a single tear in the darkness roll down your cheek. She mentioned she could see in the dark. Oh yeah, she hasn't yet, has she? She sees the single tear roll down your cheek. And she, as it kind of crests and the apex and begins to roll down, she leans over and simply kisses your cheek to stop it.
I think the moment there's any kind of contact, like any sort of human contact at all, that's it. And he is just silently just sitting there, and they're just streaming down his face as he stares out the side of the boat.
Great. Tal, your team below you is falling apart, but you are hyper aware at the moment. Your eyes look out. This is the prime place potentially for an ambush, but it's also rather safe considering the fact that you're in the center of the swamp, of this kind of open area of the swamp. You begin kind of looking out, and your eyes part across. There's something moving in the tree line. It's been circling you now for about 20 minutes.
How big does it seem?
The hunter in you knows that you don't want to alert them yet. If you make a scene, it could attack. It seems to be sizing the 5 of you up. You're also inland, like inside of the water, which means it may be like deeper. So this creature seems to be walking on kind of the soggy ground bits near the edge of where the tree line starts. Big yellow eyes cast every once in a while, iridescent, catching the light, cutting against the darkness. You have missed everything below. Tamir, Malik, Sewell's awkward turnaround like a dog trying to find the right spot on a bed. Because you keep watching it as it circles you.
At one point, I'll say, extremely calmly, there's something watching us. It's very big I wouldn't make any kind of a fuss if I were you, but be ready to be attacked. I'm not sure if it's going to wait for us to leave or if it'll get brave enough to come out here. I'm not sure if it can swim.
Lumara goes, where?
Lumara, deep breaths, darling.
It's a little quaky.
I don't really want to point at it because I don't know how much it can do, but kind of tilt my head slightly towards it very casually. It's like,
Everybody
just
else can
that
make an
way.
observation if you want to try to see it. I hope, chat, you're enjoying yourself tonight. I'm so sorry I've not been as vocal. We've been a bit busy.
It's fine.
I love you, chat. Thank you for being here.
I feel like this is one of those on the edge kind of episodes, so I think we're good.
Let me tell you, all of you individually were so excited. You guys were like, we're going to come in and people are going to threaten other people. We're about to get like hot and heavy between, people's feelings on what happened last time. And I was like, have you all forgot you're in a burning building?
Yeah,
Great.
no, I didn't forget.
Great. I was like, I'm going to just amp that up the whole time till you get to the point where none of you have the energy to fight one another. Now that's when you know that the darkness is creeping in.
Yep.
Because shooketh. We all shooketh.
We all shooketh.
Here
Oh my
in
God.
space.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. If you roll, you're gonna need
Anybody else going to try to see this thing?
I don't
No.
know.
Samir-
Okay, cool.
that was your crit 3. Okay. You don't see what she sees, Sul, which is rather neither do you.
That was Lamara.
Oh, that was Lamara. She doesn't see it. She doesn't see it at all, in fact. Neither do you, Sul. It's actually rather impressive that you don't see what she's talking about. But I'm going to have you re-roll for Lumara because she can see in the dark.
Yeah.
So add a +2 to that.
If Sul's looking confused, I'm going to say, hey, Sul, I got you a night sight.
Lumara goes, it's so big. And she watches it. You watch her watch it. She can see it clear as day now, walking through the tree line.
Can I don't.
The night sight, you also get a +2.
I was gonna say, can I just? Yeah, I'm gonna like.
You can roll it again with a +2.
Is that gonna be too obvious though? Like.
I mean, it's just a night sight. You're just like.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Roll.
be calm.
What is it? 2d2.
At the top of your sheet
no.
where it says
Oh,
positive or
re-roll,
negative,
okay.
on the top of your sheet where it says positive, click the positive up to 2,
okay.
and then re-roll your observation.
Gotcha. Okay. Beep boop. I still fail.
Oh.
That's okay. You kind of crank it in and you begin kind of looking across with the night sight visions, which tells you, one, that Lumara's night vision is different than what you're going to get through like a night sight. As you pan across, the creature stops, freezes, blends with the background, even in the night vision, as you kind of pan across and you miss it entirely. Lumara goes, what is it?
No clue. But I have a feeling it's trying to figure out if it can eat us or not.
But it can't swim.
Doesn't appear to. I'm sure if we stay here, we're fine.
Do you
But only
see
for
those
so long.
claws? They're so big.
Trying not to think about that.
You,
Laura,
yeah. Yep.
How clearly can you see that thing?
Pretty clearly. It's big. It's furry. It has a tail. Its head could. Its jaws could swallow. Say my head whole.
All right. Perhaps we should go deeper into the water line. Just.
I mean, we're as deep as it gets.
All right, never
We're in
mind.
the center.
Yeah, you're kind of in this like
Ah.
if you're looking at that map, you've made it to this open like this kind of
Gotcha.
area here. So you can go deeper in. You're gonna have to actually cut into the swamps proper. You guys are kind of in like a
Yeah.
Just another section of the swamps. You're not in the swamps. Oh, you know what, Tamir? I also want to give you one more thing that you would have
Can't take
More
come
gifts.
across.
Can't take anymore. I'm
No, this
literally
is-
about to take a mind point for this shit.
It's
so-
okay. This
Oh,
is an important one. If you want it, you can take the mind point, but I'll
Oh.
tell you this. You come across historical documents about the temple itself. You can see there's like some planning documents that they put into place, like how they wanted to repurpose the space. But more importantly, there's historical documents on the swamp and the city that was here before the swamp swallowed it whole. Swallowed it whole, including all of the people that lived there. Local lore says that in times of great tragedy, the darkness is able to appear more readily, easier. And in the side of a mass grave, well, you know what happens at mass graves. You saw it at the mining camp in Taoan. And it is rumored that the dead walk the bottom of the swamps. Bokor lie beneath. But this, of course, is just hearsay. For no one that's ever seen them has actually returned.
We need to go back.
Go back where?
Malik. We have to go back. There's no point in going on further.
Why? What is it?
All of the mystics, they're already dead. None of this matters. The emissary? Actually, was the emissary's name on there?
It looks like the last shipment is not cataloged as part of the deceased line. It's like
Okay.
they're the final shipment that has kind of come
Mhm.
through. So there seem to be emissary included 13 that are currently in transport or have been transported and are at this facility.
The ones who remain, they're just going to end up dead anyways too. They've wiped them out. They'll continue to wipe them out. And honestly, none of that even matters. Malik, did you see this? And like he'll show the data to Malik, assuming
There
he'll
is a video.
be able to understand a little bit better.
There is a video from a drone as part of this historical file. Malik, do you press play?
Yeah.
You hit play on this video file taken from a drone as the entire town sinks into the swamp. A rather impressive feat, but you are distracted from even trying to comprehend what's visibly going on, because audibly, the sounds of a town's worth of people, an entire village, hundreds as it sinks below a swamp, is actually what takes over your ears. They scream, gurgle. Few actually escape as the kind of large temple, you can see it in all of its beautiful glory that sits at the end, begins to sink down, and only the upper portion of it stands remaining. Bits and pieces of the highest structures stick out over the waterline.
As the screams ring out, Tal becomes visibly upset. Turn it off, please stop.
And the distraction, you lose sight of the creature.
Malik plays the entire video through.
In the end, the last thing in sound is a rather large bubble. The last of air escaping from some sunken tower. And as it hits the surface, it whoops, capturing maybe a last scream. And within a few seconds, the top of the water falls still, silent, as is every one of those people never existed. Taken by the void.
Please, Malik. We need to go back. There's only darkness here. Please.
If he closes the video, is the roster the last thing that was up?
Sure.
So he closes this tab, and he places the roster on Tamir's lap. And then in that same like meticulous stillness, he reaches down to his bag, which I assume was taken off of him in this whole thing, and he pulls the flap back and pulls the drawstring open and puts it next to Malik, or next to Tamir rather. And Tamir, you can see that his bag contains only his computer and a bunch of stuff to make explosives. And he just calmly looks at you and says, "There's 13 left."
But there's an entire third horizon.
We do what we can.
We could do more.
We do what we can.
Tamir, can you transmit that information? Please.
Not from here.
There's no signal to get out.
Hey, Doc, question. Malik,
Actually, in fact, why don't you,
Sorry, Paul.
as you
sorry.
roll through the swamps, are you moving? Or are you still there, Eris? I guess I
We're-
need to know. You're still
We're
solid.
still sitting in the middle because
There does seem to be some radio interference. It's not enough that you couldn't get a signal out, but you definitely, with this interference, could not get it to Coriolis. You could get it to the monolith. There seems to be something within the area, probably the swamp proper, that is blocking radio signals.
Malik,
could you get it to my ship just in case something happens to the data pad?
not just the ship, Malik. Everybody you can get it to. My information too. And like, Tamir will pull out like a stick that
How-
had his
how are
whole
you-
report.
How are you going to... Okay, so you're expecting people to read a multi-page report.
Well, and the image is in there, so yeah.
Okay. You can
Like-
try
like,
to
he-
you can try to broadcast it
we-
from here, or try to get the
he-
information out.
He holds it up to Malik as his hand is hovering over the bag of explosive. This is a trade. Take the stick and he'll make the bomb.
He takes the stick, like he like pushes the stick back into your hand and says, "I have everything you have and more on the ship
Then send it.
when we get
Save
back to the ship."
More than 14 people.
As soon as we get back to the ship.
He's gonna just pull the bag from you and go, I don't know, go sit by towel and start making fucking bomb.
Like a record on repeat. Something that you didn't think you'd ever have to do again. Begin to break the pieces out and put it together. You can make the science roll if you'd like, or technology, whichever you'd prefer, to put the bomb together.
I could probably also use Gearhead
Yeah, you could use Gearhead.
if need be. I guess I can roll and then do Gearhead.
Oh, by the way, I did use a healer, the Lady of Tears card for her earlier. That was how she brought that woman back from the dead. As it's probably a good thing she didn't actually keep her, by the way, y'all. Hey, that's
yeah.
just too perfect. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna recall that.
Oh God.
I'm gonna play in all kinds of cards tonight.
So, as I look at the bag, I'm gonna ask Malik, did you get everything you needed?
Close enough.
What are you missing?
He like glances for a second at the holes in his shoes. He says, acid, but we can make it work.
Jim, I have a technical question here.
Mm-hmm.
Do cell batteries have anything that they can use to make bombs?
I mean, yeah, you can use batteries to make bombs.
But would it help with whatever he's missing?
Because
he said he's missing acid.
Is that what you're missing?
That was the thing that Lamara threw at me. That's the final thing I couldn't find in the marketplace.
If she realizes that, you go searching through their bags, Lamara, looking rather ashamed. Like a child unable to control a temper tantrum. She kind of digs her foot into the bottom of the boat, and she releases her hand from yours, Malik, momentarily as she reaches in her jacket and pulls forth another small vial of acid. And she hands it over, and she puts it in your hand, and she wraps it up, and she says, I'm sorry. I can't help myself sometimes. I just get so wound up.
Huh. There you go.
He just he looks at her for a second and then hands it to Tamir.
It's a very small vial of acid. Not yay big. Just enough to set it off. You've got enough here to potentially take down. You have enough here to make a single bomb that will take down a building. If put in the right location. It's kind of it's like one of those C4 pieces. So if put in the right location, especially in a place that's already crumbling, you should be able to take a building down with it, more than likely. You would know that, Tamir. You would know that. Tao, your eyes still search for that thing that was hunting you. It does not appear again. Instead, you look through the trees, seeing kind of their silhouettes against this kind of foggy, dense high reed and grass forest or swamp. And as you look out, it's as if these gangly trees, like these smaller ones, are getting closer. The empty space between the trees seems to be dissipating. It's creeping in on you.
I don't like this place.
Lumara goes, who is that?
Ooh.
Where?
There. In the trees. She goes, oh. And about the time she goes to speak, figures kind of step out of the shadows. A group of people surround you. They seem much better prepared for the swamp than you. They wear strange shoes on their feet that seem to kind of keep them above the mud and the muck from sinking in. Their clothing is made of reeds and grass of sorts. They've been woven together to make rather kind of beautiful and extraordinarily well-crafted attire, considering the fact that all of you have synthetic clothing made on Coriolis. But they do all have weapons in hand.
Do they look like actual people or
Yes,
ghosts?
they are. They are
Okay.
human. They are human.
Like, are these see-through people?
They are human.
Do they look like they're hostile?
They don't look hostile. Well, I say they don't look hostile. They have their weapons drawn, and they kind of encircle you, though nobody has attacked. They
Are they
don't
aiming at us?
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
I say kind of loudly, don't mean to take anything from you. We're just resting on our way through.
Kind of lineup of these people split and let through a rather tall and voluptuous Amazonian woman. Her head is shaved entirely. She has a large scar down one side from combat for sure. And she wears a mixture of kind of this reed-based weaved clothing and kind of some harder repurposed plating from old like soldier attire. Um, she steps forward with a kind of curved sword in hand. Uh, and she says, "What are you doing in our swamp?"
Well, we were just sitting here for a few minutes and then, well, a little bit longer than a few minutes, but we were just sitting here for a time and then we were going to continue up the river here. We're looking for a temple to free some people.
She kind of tips her head a little bit and listens to you say these words. She looks around. Where are the pods? You usually travel with pods.
We're actually looking for the people who were in the pods.
Then I'm sorry. She points to a small opening that kind of leads out of this open area. She says, "That one there will take you most directly to the social swamp."
Are there any dangers that we should keep an eye out for?
Yes, it is a swamp. Tell me your name. What do they call you?
Tal.
Tal.
Yeah.
I'm Hawthorne, the leader of these people.
It's nice to meet you, Hawthorne.
Any other day, we would hunt you through the swamp, scalp you, and leave you as bait to catch a much better creature. But today, Tal, you and your team have spoken the right things. We do not like them passing through our swamp.
Tal, ask them who they are. I whisper.
Well, certainly wouldn't want to violate your home. Are you're not part of the city? Who are you?
We are the jungle, and the jungle is Kua.
Fair. Well,
Pass through here, Tal. And your concerns of the dangers of the Sultra swamp. They are wise.
thank you. I hope you have a good day. And if you have any ideas on maybe which side of the temple would be the easiest to get into, might help.
We do not travel that far north. It is too dangerous. That is where the worms feed.
Worms? How big are these worms?
Big enough?
Cool. Thank you.
The Sultra swamp is corrupted. Time has not been kind to it. It is a curse, a stamped place. The icons have forgotten it. There, Tal. Things grow. Things that you could not imagine. There's a reason they take the people of the pods there. Because it requires a place that dark to do what it is they do to them. I have only heard stories, but I pray you are not looking for someone you love. They make a couple hand gestures to the group. Their weapons lower, so anything they're carrying from spears to kind of these electric string bows, swords, anything that they have, daggers, come down. A few of them, again, take these unnatural positions with their hands and their weapons as they creep back into the forest. And as they do and move into the trees, they begin to become tree-like silhouettes, slowly moving and disappearing into the forest. She is the last one. And she simply looks at Tao and she says, "Do not come back this way, Tao." "Oh, and you are being hunted." And she steps back into the tree line
Wait, by what?
and disappears into the misty fog of the swamp.
It was that big thing with the claws and the.
Oh, I get that, but what?
Yeah, the kitty cat,
What?
says Lumara, just kind of under her breath.
Yay, space cat!
I told you guys there would be a space cat on Kua. I didn't tell you you'd be able to tame it and keep it.
We wanted a pet.
I think you misunderstood our request, but it's okay.
I requested a cat from Coriolis. I wanted to get one while we were there. You're like, but there's cats on Kua. Okay, fine.
Meow.
Well, great. Going to a dangerous swamp.
Wait. I have something for all of you. Mike's gonna hate this.
Yes. Beautiful.
It's
Love
battle
it.
time. So good, Dot.
Well,
Meow. And Tal, what do you do?
so I just kind of looked down at Tamir. Are you gonna be okay if I start moving? I feel like that was kind of a dismissal.
Yeah, one chance dismissal.
Yeah.
We should probably go.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving. I'm gonna try to be careful. I don't want to rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat.
Can Tamir like stand up for a moment and just kind of be a little closer to Tal? Hey, are you okay?
That's. I just kind of look around. That's a loaded question. Sure. Are you okay?
We're alive right now. So
You
yes.
okay?
Okay. That is a true statement. Yes. We are alive right now. Yes.
Okay.
Are you okay? Yes.
We should definitely get moving. Did you need to do something or?
Oh, no, sorry. And he'll like sit back down.
Okay. Kind of shake my head and start moving again, going in the direction that they pointed.
Boat
And
putters up.
as we go, I'm gonna say keep an eye out because we are being hunted.
Could I
Something
attach the
furry.
night scope on my carbon, or does that require like a workstation?
No, you could probably do it here. I'd say you have a small set of tools. I mean, you're on the boat and it's dark, so it's going to be kind of difficult. It'll take you some time, probably the rest of the travel through, but you can like get the weapon ready. It's going to take a little bit. But you got, it's got like screwdriver, tiny screws.
If
in
it's
the
gonna
dark,
take too
like,
long, then
yeah.
I'm not gonna bother because I wanna like be
ready.
Like, Overwatch, I guess.
Yep.
Just in case.
Yes. Okay, so you go into Overwatch.
I'm
Yes,
smoking.
Mike.
I was gonna say attaching a scope should only take a couple seconds, if you're interested in attaching a scope.
Because I think
I imagine it's got like tiny screws and all kinds of shit on it. Maybe it doesn't.
I think it's a clamp. Not a clamp, but like
They're clamps now,
You know what?
so I
This is the
assume.
future. It's magnetized,
Yeah.
bitches. It just like it clicks on, and you click the scope on. It's just,
Perfect.
it's the future. It can be whatever I want it to be.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna use the night scope to like keep Overwatch.
And so you keep Overwatch with the night scope as you kind of like look out, trailing behind you. Tamir, are you still wearing your glasses?
Yeah, probably. He hasn't had a reason to take them off yet.
Maybe you look up from this research, or maybe you're finally kind of getting it together, and you look at Lumara. She sits next to your brother. She holds his hand, and maybe she even leans a head on his shoulder or something. They kind of lean into one another to hold each other up as you travel through this misty, scary ass swamp. But you witness something. The black inkiness, it stops cracking and growing from around the edges and begins to pull into itself, as if dissipating just a little bit. She looks up longingly at Malik, smiles a little bit. Eventually, you cross through a small series of rivers to get through here. Basically, you are here, right? You're going to pass into this kind of swampy island area through here. Tao, you navigate these small, they're not really sandbars, they're like mossy floating bits. Some of them are actual trees that have rooted themselves, and you pass through a small inlet, this one right here. As you do, the edges get close, kind of for the first time, a little tight, you might say. And Soul, you're in Overwatch, and as you pass through this area, the grass along the banks of the river, it reaches for the boat, leaning in to it, as if being drawn to it, magnetized to all of you as you pass through this area.
Wait, what's leading into the boat?
The grass along the banks of the river as you get close.
Can I
It's
look?
like tall pieces of, yeah, you can look. I mean, you look over and you see it. It's about a foot off from you. Like you could reach out and touch it if you wanted to. But as the boat passes by, like as you come along the banks of the river, because it's kind of gotten tight, right?
Mhm.
It's passing through. The grass is like leaning in. It's like reaching as you pass by it.
Huh. Is that normal? I say in character.
Lumar goes, I don't know. I've never been to Kua. Don't you have like a little, a scanner?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna toss it over to Lumara.
Oh, did she catch it?
Oh shit!
Oh
Come on.
no!
Roll you didn't think about that, did you?
Yeah.
Roll
I
yeah,
would like
roll
to say
that
it was a
dexterity.
gentle, underhanded throw. Okay.
Okay, nothing extreme. I don't think you overhand. I mean, you're not tossing a fastball.
Okay.
She got 0?
No, he's good. We're
Oh,
good.
oh, what, one.
Jesus.
She got 1. It kind of thuds very heavily against her chest. She go, okay.
Use that.
Kind of leans over. It's almost like you hold it like with a handle and it's got like a screen on it. She kind of leans it over and it comes up and she says, it seems to be some sort of grass, augmented. Oh, the edges. Don't touch it. They're sharp.
Okay. Is it gonna fuck us up or?
She
will-
reaches out.
What?
And this blade of grass slices her palm. She pulls it back in. And her palm is now open and actively like bleeding rather quickly. She looks at it longingly.
Mara, cover that.
Oh, I'm sorry. And she reaches and
Why-
grabs Malik's smock and like wraps it around her hand. I'm sorry.
Why'd you do that?
To test a theory?
You said it was sharp, and then
Yeah, I mean, better you than me, right?
No.
What?
I said, I mean, better me than you.
Let's
She looks at
not
her
test
hand.
sharp objects again.
Yeah, fascinating though. It's like
No
as
more-
sharp as a scalpel.
No more experiments.
Well, I guess if you need a weapon, don't use that.
Soul, you've put your
No.
gun down
I did.
long enough to play with the grass.
Wait, I did?
Yeah, you said you had to put it down to like toss a thing to her. And as you go to turn to pick up the gun, there is a crack from the woods, a breaking of a branch, as a large creature jumps out and lands on the tip of the boat. Four-legged, furry, large paws, even larger claws. Double sets of teeth as it opens its massive maw, and you see it as it
Balls.
drips this kind of sticky, gooey essence. Lamara screams.
I have a question. I was on high alert. Can I quick draw and shoot it?
You sure can. And Paul was on Overwatch. You also get a turn as soon as it lands on the end of the boat.
Okay.
Oh,
Tal,
gosh.
you can go.
Hold on. Let me find this. Oh gosh.
Also, guess what the boat does? It touches water for the first time.
Does
As
the-
it lands on the end, the front, and you see it. And ripples lead out from the top of the boat, disturbing
God,
the top
no.
of the
Oh,
water.
no. God, no. Mm.
Meow.
Hello, kitty. I crit you.
Ooh.
Yes, yes. Okay, great.
Hello, kitty. I crit you.
I imagine Tao, it like lands and it growls a little bit, and Tao's just like,
He goes,
pow, and
boom.
fires off as fast as she can. That's amazing. Okay. It doesn't really have any armor, so it fails. It takes all 3 points of that damage as it you hear it like it goes falling into the water.
What is the crit range of your weapon, Tal?
Oh, that's true. You might have done extra damage. How much extra damage did you do? Because that was
So it's 3. So
That would have been
it should
my Vulcan pistol. So crit is
1. It's 3. Yeah. So you did
on
all
your
3.
Vulcan
Yeah.
pistol.
I believe that's right.
Is it right?
I believe so.
3. The
Okay.
accelerator pistol is a
Just
crit
see, it's
is
creatures.
1.
Okay, so the Vulcan,
pistol
Oh,
is
Vulcan
the better
pistol.
one.
Okay, I was gonna say I have a Vulcan crit.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's-
keep the Vulcan pistol on the side so I can draw it with my dominant hand, and the accelerator pistol is on the other side.
okay. So it is a 3, and you rolled a 3. Then I believe it's just
Yes.
a regular hit.
Okay, great. Then, so it does 2 points of damage
Mhm.
instead of 3. It's still, the creature goes falling off. It takes a pretty hard hit as it tumbles off the front of the boat and splashes with a rather loud noise into the water. It, as it comes to the top and begins like this wet creature begins kind of paddling through the swamp. Soul, your eyes were on it. I'm going to let you take a turn and then I'm going to tell you what happens.
Do I get to take a turn before it falls down, or
I would say no. Tao fired. Take a shot because that's what you're gonna want to do, right? It's like shoot it.
did I drop when I dropped my gun? Did I have time to pick it up, or?
Yes, literally, it jumped to the top of the boat. You picked the weapon up, and she fired first. So you're gonna get a fire, like a shot off if you want one.
Yeah, I'll pew pew it
Pew pew.
with my carbon accelerator carbon.
Okay, that's a big weapon.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, it's long range. Does that
Great.
work, or?
No, this is
No?
short range. He's 5 feet from you. It's too
In that
long.
case, I would probably not pick up my weapon. I would just go for my Mercury sword.
You pull the Mercury sword, but not soon enough as Tao fires that shot off and it goes flying off the front end. It splashes in the water and it begins kind of paddling itself with its its paws now wide as it's like, and it's breathing for air as it's paddling towards the shoreline. But Sewell, you are at the front of the boat. You were on point, and with your sword now drawn, you see something interesting. As it bleeds out into the water, you actually see its blood kind of simmer across the surface. And a rather inky-looking hand reaches out of the water and grabs this cat by the ear, pulling it under. It screeches as it goes down, and it comes back up as a second and a third hand begin pawing at this creature, pulling it down under the water. It begins panicking. You can see the look in its eye. It has gone from predator to prey very quickly.
I think I
Can
would.
I start moving faster?
Yes, you boot the boat into full gear.
If after seeing that, I'd probably put the sword like slowly back away, kind of like shocked at, kind of watching what's kind of a terrifying scene, even for Sewell. And he's gonna put the sword back, and then I'm gonna pick up the carbon slowly and just kind of keep an eye on the edges of the boat to see if there's any more of those hands.
Yeah, it seems that the majority of the energy has been spent. Whatever it is there is focused on the cat. And as the boat speeds past, you hear a final cry of this creature as it descends into the darkness for good.
Am I too far to shoot it?
To shoot,
Like
no. You can shoot the creature if you wanted to.
Like because I want to aim for like a mercy kill.
Okay, yeah.
Do I just roll range?
Just roll a range shoot, yeah. As long as you don't fail, we'll say you get it, since
Please,
it can't
this
really
is the
fight
only
you.
roll that I really want tonight, please. Motherfuck.
It is. Hang on. Don't panic. This is a fun way to do it. You have...
Am I able to use my judge talent? Or is this does it have to be before
I got
roll?
you. I got you.
Okay.
The last time I played this card, it was in revenge against all of you. This time, it's Sewell in revenge of something else. Sewell fights back against the darkness as it tries to consume this creature. And in a mercy killing, a single fire, single shot blast out of the end of his barrel, and the cat goes limp. As the hands finish pulling it under, it disappears. And there's silence once again. If you look behind you where there should be ripples from such activity, the swamp lays still again. As if nothing was ever there. Tal's boat, or the boat that Tal drives, speeds off very, very quickly. Sewell, draw a new card. Let me shuffle your judge deck.
Aye, aye, Capitano.
Seems to be a...
I would like to also, as Sewell lowers his weapon, under his breath, he's just gonna kind of say, fuck this swamp. And then
Thanks,
I'm
Sewell.
gonna draw one. Just draw one, right?
Just draw one card from the judge
Okay,
deck.
and then drag it over to boop, and there you go. A soldier. Oh.
Well, I know how I'm going to play that one.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
do you, Dad? Oh, do you?
Oh, I do, actually. Okay,
Whew.
let's see.
Yeah, as we drive off, I say thanks, Sewell.
I kind of just nod my head.
And yeah,
I'm not looking.
He's kind of just like, kind of confused with his actions, though. Like, because he's not familiar with this kind of action of like mercy killing. So Sewell's just, he feels relieved, but very like questioning, like, why did I do that?
but is it really the first time that Sewell has mercy
Like,
killed?
knowingly, probably. Like, actively saying, like,
Wasn't your brother's killing a mercy kill?
yeah, but like in his mind,
In his mind.
it wasn't. It was, in that mind, is like, this is my only choice. But in this mind, he had the choice to do that for the cat.
And as the boat continues, the swamp gets, if you can believe it, darker. This little alcove that you've passed through spits you out into the sultry swamps. Here, there are no crickets or bugs. The grass does not blow in the breeze. There's no bubbling or dripping. There's no sound of the trees or birds. Only the sound of the boat that you ride on. It is as if this place is devoid, just like space, of noise. More than likely hyper aware of yourself as you come around the northern corner of the Sutra swamps and deeper into the western end, where this ancient city, or this city, is said to be sunken. And you see it. In fact, you can't miss it. Since it is on the outer edge, sun actually hits it. Malik, you are able to answer your question. It's clearly still daylight outside. You don't know how long you've been in this swamp. But sun hits a sunken city. Rock, crumbled ruin lay everywhere. It's funny, you just passed through an area of small kind of green islands and inlets, and this mirrors that, but it's man-made. And Kua has reclaimed it. And there it is, at the far end of the city. Well, what's left of it. You can't miss it. The top of this temple. Sul, do you stop? Tal, do you stop or do you drive straight through?
Stop for a moment. If I don't feel like there's anything dangerous around in particular, anything that's a threat to us, I should say.
I mean, nothing more than before. Even with the daylight kind of coming through the swamp area now, lighting up specific sections with beams, the swamp is still icky black.
Well,
yeah.
I kind of I stop and slow down and kind of pull into a shadowy area. And I say, what do we want to do then?
Well, what's the plan? Are we going in? Save those 13?
And then get out.
I don't think 13 people can fit on this boat with us. We're gonna have to find something else to leave with.
If
they were transporting lots of pods here, they probably have something on site we could take.
Yeah, what she said.
She looks at Sul and kind of smiles. She appreciates you giving her a little bit of credit.
Look away.
Tamir, the blackness in her shrinks a little bit.
I've never stolen anything before. Twice in one day. This will be fun.
Well, at least we know it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
And like a kind of stone labyrinth is what the city looks like, just poking atop this dark, icky water.
Do we want to wait till nighttime?
Isn't it dark?
No, it was. Okay. You came through the canopy and realized it's still daylight out. This area here, as you kind of, do you see the map? You've come up through the Sultra swamps here, kind of north this direction, and you are basically here-ish inside of this sunken city piece. You can actually see way off in the distance the parts of the city proper, like on mainland. But it's quite a ways out, obviously.
Well, if we're going to wait, we should probably find a place to camp out or something. Not just float in the middle of the water.
Tamir, this place has got to be filled with artifacts.
I was just gonna ask if I can see anything or hear anything.
You can roll. Go ahead, Tal.
Mystic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's usually easiest to sneak up on something at night, right? That's when people do stuff like that. So, right?
Depends. But in this situation with our current group, shade of night might be more beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have the best equipment or the most knowledge.
Is there any like area that
Yeah. So basically, you're think about this as kind of like I think that it's almost like an old Aztec city that has like sunken below. So some of the buildings are tall enough where the tops still reach. So like they create these kind of inlets and islands where some of them are completely sunken, some of them you could probably walk in and they would be like heavily water damaged, some of them are crumbled with age and wear and tear, but like yeah, there would be a place you could like pull the boat up easily and like get off if you wanted to.
I would like to look for the best looking one that provides the most cover.
Well, Tamir, as they're talking and plotting and trying to figure this out from a distance, there's a humming in the air, a calling, a lost artifact somewhere inside of this sunken city, long forgotten, left. It needs to be claimed. Do you tell them where it's coming from?
I think maybe just trying to play it off a little cooler.
Okay.
If we are to enter, we'd probably want to head in that direction. And that'll be in the direction of the artifact.
Kind of points.
What does it look like that where he's pointing to? Does it look like it's like a good cover or?
Yeah, there is some kind. There are a couple structures here. There is one in particular that's a little bit larger. You can actually see like a door hole poking up where you can like pull the boat and you potentially could go inside. It may not be completely covered in water. There is one in particular that looks rather good.
All right, we'll head that way. That looks like a good spot to sit anyways. Might be able to get off this boat for a moment.
Tamir, before I tell you where you're headed and what you walk up on, roll me a 66, 2 d6s. And tell me the number, and I need to pull up my chart. My artifacts chart. Oh wait, that's my PDF.
You need 2
d6s, and then tell me the numbers side by side.
62.
62. Okay. The artifacts chart says.
Oh, he critted.
Oh my god, don't we already have this? How does this keep happening? I can't read it either. It's
now we have 2 of them.
We really don't need that.
You really have. Do you want me to roll again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you roll until we get something you don't have.
That's hilarious. Of all the
things, it's the very first artifact I gave you. Okay.
32.
Interesting. Okay. Let's okay. Okay.
Okay, for a second there, Gnome froze with the worried face, and you stopped, and I was like, "My internet!"
No! Sorry, I had to like read it and think it through. So
I was waiting with
perfect timing.
Al daftly pulls into this kind of up next to this what remains of this building. The majority of it is far sunken, but the top of it is rather interesting. It is circular, in fact, and has a lip that's about 1.5 feet tall that runs around the side. In the center is a hole that looks down into the murky black water that has swallowed the rest of this building. Possibly, if there was a fire inside of this, it would have come up through here. But what's interesting is that even with the wear and tear of time, you can see that there are still grooves in the flat surface of this circular top where people used to sit in a circle. And as you dismount, that ringing gets clearer. They chose the spot. You knew they would. And as you get off, it's just so evident. And off in the corner sits a small rock. It's about the size of an ostrich egg. It has runes carved into it. It's much tucked in the corner, almost hidden behind other stones to be long forgotten about. And as you all take a moment to rest, I'm sure you are drawn to it, Tamir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the glasses.
You walk over to it and you toss all the other rocks to the side. They don't sing the way that this one does. And you pick it up. It is dark, egg-shaped container, you realize. Glyphs carved into the exterior kind of shell, and these thin slits that run along the sides. You only roll a 1. Lumara walks over to you and puts a rather comforting hand on your shoulder. And she says, "Can you see inside of it, Tamir?" You cannot. It calls to you, you know this is an artifact, but you cannot see inside of it. She says, "It's so beautiful. It's glowing with light and nanites. It's so warm and welcoming."
What do you think it is, Lumara?
She touches it. The edges light up a little bit, but not a lot. Just like the kind of runes in it. And she goes, "I don't know. But whatever it is good. So good." And she almost cries saying it, this kind of wispiness in her voice.
Lumara, are you okay?
"Yes, I think so." And she kind of, I guess, touches it, like kind of brushes her hand down it. And then she stops. "But I hear something else. Something that's not full of light. What is that? Are you carrying the urn?"
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes dart to your bag. "What's in there?"
Materials, survival gear, equipment.
Your bag. It makes me uneasy. It feels like the heart of this swamp. Dead and empty. Don't open whatever that is. Please, Tamir." And she looks at you so genuinely. You know that the only thing in there that you could open is the urn. And the camera pans out on the 5 of you sitting on the top of this isolated structure inside of the Sultra swamps. Your boat nearby, maybe a single beam of sunlight coming down, giving you a little bit of light on this area. And somewhere out in the swamp, a cry rings out of pain, of terror. It echoes through the vast emptiness and pings off of trees and fog. Another mystic died tonight. They begin working on the next one, curing them one by one. And as the camera pans out over a swamp that is not empty, it is very much alive with the undead, with troubled tribes people, and with the rings and the cries of pain and terror. 5 simple humans are the only thing that stopped that cry from ringing out. You're there to receive it, to hear it, to give it life and purpose. next week, we'll come back and finish our journey through the sunken city to the temple. And hopefully, under the guise of darkness, you are able to work your way in.
Well, that was episode 20 of Void. What Lies Beneath. We have been your cast for Void. This was a hell of a show. We are all emotionally rent.
I stopped on time today, though.
So we are going to do our introductions, and then we are going to film our after show and discuss this episode. If you guys haven't seen the after show, it is on our Patreon at the $5 tier. You can go over there, patreon.com/unmadegaming. Dot, you were going to say something?
Meow.
Oh, you're meowing at us. Great.
Feed the hungry swamp kitty. Meow, meow.
Yep. Thank you again for hitting that corruption bar, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Again, that corruption bar goes towards helping us pay this entire cast
so much
for all the wonderful things they
and
do.
cause them all of these pains. Let's see, tonight's corruption bar was Malik's first card, playing Malik's second card for the Jinn, and what's the third one? No, I feel like it was something else. Oh! It was Malik's stream.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So I am fully corruption barred today. Good. Cool.
Yeah, it was a Malik-filled corruption bar.
Cool.
Sorry,
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here so we can talk about this show. We'll start with Dot. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. Go find me on Twitch and Twitter. I tell stories. I roll dice here throughout the week. Also on my own channel and a couple other really cool places, which you can learn about more when you do the Googling.
Perfect. Gnome, since you're yelling at me, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hey, set up your fucking Streamlabs bot so we can
I think it's
tag everybody.
It's not.
It's not set up that way.
Up.
It's okay. We'll help him later.
We will.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Nomadic. I do a bunch of things. Mainly I'm here and on my own channel. And tomorrow you can catch me on Cantrip Breakers. Playing some not heartbreaking
Heartbreaking?
shit. It was so good. It was so fucking good. Just follow me on Twitter. All my shit's there. I love you.
Perfect. Paul, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hello. I'm Paul. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and all that at in what123. I don't really think I'm working on it that much right now. Tuesdays we have Rewind 89. Thursdays we have Void. Yeah. Dab on them haters, am I right?
No, you're wrong.
We are in a no dab zone.
We are in a no dab zone.
The Void.
No makes his own rules.
No
Like-
makes his
I just want to say, as
The
I
Void
said that,
eats dabs for
I just want to say,
breakfast.
as I said that, my computer
Speaking
froze.
of dabs for breakfast.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Speaking of dabs for breakfast,
We can
join us
see you.
tomorrow morning over on Gnome Brew, where we will not be dabbing because that is also now not a gnome-free zone, a dab-free zone.
It's a gnome dabbing, so
It's a no free zone.
It's a dab-free zone, unfortunately, because people broke it.
It's true.
Y'all fucking broke it.
But
Thanks.
speaking of Gnome Brew and what goes on over there, Aris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
good segue. Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I make stuff. I make lots of stuff, like this kind of stuff. I make stuff like that. Dice trays and bags and whatnot. You can find the stuff that I make at erisavad.com. You can find me most weekday mornings at about 9 a.m. Eastern on Gnome's channel, where I talk bullshit and we watch commercials and do fucking God knows what for 2 hours in the morning. It's great.
Low
You should
rates.
you should join because it's fun. You can also find me on Open for Adventures channel at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays for Fantasy Feelings. This is Space Feelings. That is Fantasy Feelings. That's what we're doing now.
Okay.
Space fish.
I don't know that I'm ready for more space feels, but We're about to go have some in our after show. If you guys like what we're doing here and you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining us on the Patreon, by subscribing here on Twitch, and by joining us in the Discord to have some community chats with us about this show and all the other shows we have. But we are done here. So from all of us, you guys, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.